right. Hello.
How's it going?
Hey, Mike.
Afternoon. Good evening, guys.
Hey, Dan.
So, as you all can see, we got a special new guest here with us, Dan, the Jazz Shepherd.
All right.
Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
How's it going?
Doing good, man. Tired.
Yeah, I'm sure. We've been following your progression with the coffee shop. I'm sure it takes a lot out of
It's
you.
been a longer road than I had hoped, but it's part of the deal, I guess.
Yeah.
So, anybody that doesn't know who Dan is, I'd be shocked if anyone listening to our stream doesn't know who Dan is. But if you don't, he's got the most informative jazz channel on YouTube, I would say easily. He's been making videos for years, so they're just great. I mean, jazz history. I don't know what to say, man. Your stuff's awesome.
Let me jump in. I mean, I think one of the cool things about Dan is that he basically has like the full canon. So all the major jazz labels, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Dan, but you pretty much have complete series of Blue Note Prestige.
Yeah, they're pretty filled in for the most part.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about your channel is you kind of look at some of the hidden gems. I mean, you do go over some of the, more popular stuff as well, but you also kind of dive into stuff that, are on very like small micro labels, and kind of explore those things that are a little less common, which is some of my favorite stuff that you do.
I appreciate that very much, and actually, I feel very flattered when I view the YouTube pages and the Facebook pages, and I see records I was talking a lot about 5 years ago have become a little bit more commonplace now. I recognize them at times, like, well, that's a record I talked about quite a bit over the years, and people now feel more like it's an essential part of a record to get. And I think that's nice when you can expand the canon in today's world,
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Bethlehem. Yes. I played a big part. I feel like in helping Bethlehem get back.
Oh yeah, I think you and Ken McAuliffe, I feel like both your channels were explicitly stating like dive into Bethlehem. There's some really great stuff on here, and because of that, I started doing that, and now I have like 10 or so Bethlehems that are just killer. Yeah. And they're different. They're different people. Like Max Bennett's on there. I can't remember them off the top of my head.
Williamson, Charlie Mariano.
Yep. And one thing I didn't know about Bethlehem after, I think it was your relatively recent video on the Bethlehem reissue label series that you kind of went, and not only did you like say like these are the things they should reissue, you were like, so the first batch is going to have these 4 plus these 2 10 inches, and then in the summer we're going to do these. So it was just pretty fun. But what did I mention that? I didn't realize like some of the Mingus stuff, a lot of the Bethlehem stuff wasn't really recorded through, like, it wasn't produced through Bethlehem.
Right.
It was
they bought some stuff from Period. They bought some stuff from other labels, and then of course King bought them, and they became kind of a puppet label for King. But that early Bethlehem, when it's truly Gus Wilde, and it's a pretty magical time. And they do some really good East Coast stuff and some really fiery West Coast hard bop, cool bop.
Yep.
So a pretty unique label that really gets under the radar. And when I was collecting jazz in the 90s, it was those few Mingus records, East Coasting, and the Johnny Hartman record that you kind of like, ooh, Bethlehem, what is that? But it was kind of really unknown in the landscape, I felt, at that time. And I think we're kind of putting it back on the map a little bit, which is good.
Yeah, some of the records are really expensive. But like I was on eBay the other day and I saw the Peggy Connolly come up for $20. So I was like, I'm getting that. That's like a $60 record all day now.
Easily, and the cover alone's worth $60.
Yeah.
It's great modern art, and the group behind it is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's all the highlight players from their sessions on that record, led by the great arranger whose name is escaping me right now. Russ Garcia. He arranges that stuff, and it's just fantastic. He's a real smooth cat with some real spice added in there. It's fantastic, that Peggy Connolly record.
Yeah, it is.
Joined us here, Mike. So we got a bunch of people. Zeb's here, Stunny's here, Paul here.
So we got the chat going here.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people.
Now I can't stay too late. Felipe will join. I do have to jump. So. And apologies, Dan, but we are remodeling our bathroom, and
understand,
as someone who is doing some remodeling work yourself, it is a straight up nightmare. So I have to go to Home Depot and get some stuff tonight and just get some stuff done so we can we can get it going.
The worst
But
part
yeah.
for me is I'm asthmatic and have allergies, and all the constant dust and stuff. It's really hard on me.
Yeah, you mentioned your recent video. You mentioned that you were using the shop vac, and honestly, one of the things I was worried about, there's dust at like places I didn't think dust would get because we're in the bathroom. But it all comes out and it goes on everything. So
I've never been so thankful for my glass cabinets. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
those glass cabinets being shut, you know, keeps that dust out.
My shirt looks like Ernie from Sesame Street. That's I guess that makes Mike Burt.
Yeah.
I don't know who Dan is. I don't know.
So so speaking of like the reissue series, I know that you did one for Bethlehem, you did one for Argo. Do you have plans to do any other ones?
Yeah, I got a lot of ones I'd like to do. Some of it's just a time thing, and there's a bit of chaos in this room right now. And I sort of need a bit of a sanctuary to be able to do that type of organizing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a little too chaotic in here right now. But I do want to get back. I think Savoy needs one right off the top of my head.
Heck yeah.
Savoy.
I think we messaged on your channel about VJ. But the thing is, I feel like VJ in like the stuff that I want, there's like maybe like 10 records or so. So I don't think it's that extensive, but those records are very good.
Yeah, there's a dozen killers there, but it's a smaller catalog for sure. I think there's quite a few Emerson titles that need some looking at. But the Clifford Brown stuff's out there. So the Helen Merrill records being reissued anywhere?
Yeah. The self-titled one, Acoustic Sounds has it. I think it's like $40. It's out of print, but it should get back on the press at some point.
What about that with strings?
Can't hear you.
Which one?
Helen Merrill with strings.
I don't think that one. I think just the self-titled one.
And then I think Riverside's being unjustly overlooked right now too.
Oh my god,
that's fair.
I say that like every freaking live stream.
Seriously, like Riverside needs a big, massive reissue series going on.
Yep.
There's from literally 240, 250 in that sequence all the way through 350. There's 100, 150 titles that are just killer.
I found this one the other day.
Helen Merrill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a little poppier, a little more arranged, a little less jazz. Yeah. But she's still a great singer.
Yeah.
What do you?
As I've said in many episodes, those singers are kind of at the mercy of the arrangers they're working with.
True.
Yep.
You know, they're going to sound as good as the band that's playing behind them.
Yeah, which is why that self-titled one. I mean, I don't remember the lineup, but all I need to know is that Clifford Brown's on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's all. I picked up a Pacific Jazz Clifford Brown. It came up for pretty cheap for that record.
The Immortal.
Yeah, the Immortal with the white cover. Yep. And I actually I have to unbox it still, but I was super excited to get that. I've been trying to get into Pacific Jazz more, and there's just a lot of stuff like I don't like a lot of Bud Shank stuff, and maybe that's just where I'm at right now. But I did order Bud Shank with what is it? Oh God, it's with who's the trumpet player on Pacific Jazz? Carmel Jones. It's Bud Shank and Carmel Jones, and that one is really good. So I feel like I need to like get in and kind of cherry pick everything on Pacific Jazz. Where like, you know, Blue Note and Prestige, it's pretty much like, you know, all killer
across the board. I think most of the Pacific stuff's pretty solid. There's a few fluffier titles, but again, if you look at the musicians making it, it was a West Coast cool cat scene versus that intense East Coast civil rights conflict happening at Blue Note scene, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely different cultures going on.
Loki asked, are you excited about the Pepper, the Pepper out of Chet Baker Tone Poet that's coming out?
Picture of Heath, I think it is.
Are you excited about it?
Me?
No, Mike.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I want to expand my Pacific Jazz stuff in Tone Poet. They have the Jerry Mulligan one, they have the Joe Pass, and then they have Katanga.
Yeah.
So, you know, those are all pretty great albums.
I think there's a Lee Konitz one too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's Lee Konitz with Jerry Mulligan.
Okay, Jerry Mulligan arrangement, I think it is.
Yeah, and that one actually, I mean, I don't listen to it enough.
Can't hear you, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, you're muted. All right, so here it is.
Yep.
Clifford Brown Jazz Immortal with Zoot Sims.
It's like PJ6 or PJ7, right?
It is. Let's see. PJ 3.
Three. It's even earlier, guys. It's one of the first when they switched over to that sequence.
So I mean, whenever I hear Clifford Brown and stuff, I generally like 95% of it. There is some stuff like there's like a jam session one on MRC that I wasn't too into. There's one at the like the Honey House or something. It's a really difficult recording.
Chicago, it's a live one, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually heard trumpeters talk. Like I think it was on Ken's channel. He was speaking with a trumpeter, and he was saying that just get past like that because he solos for like 8-9+ minutes, and it's the only recording where you can actually hear him do that. So there actually is some value in it's the Beehive. I think it is. Yeah,
the Beehive. Yeah.
So I don't want to completely dismiss it, but yeah. So anyway, I streamed this one, and he comes in on the first solo and just murders, and I was like, I'm buying this.
That's cool.
He's a bit like Louis Armstrong. Anytime he shows up somewhere, it's going to be great.
Fair.
You know, he's just such a special player. With Pacific, that PJ series kind of launches like I think 59 or 60 or so, and they definitely kind of changed course a little bit at that point, and actually started doing kind of a cool soul jazz of their own, like Curtis Amy and Paul Bryant, organ player. That stuff kind of starts taking over. The great, what's his name? Les McCann. A lot of his stuff started showing up.
He has a lot on Pacific Jazz.
Yeah, but before that series, that PJ series, there was a 1200 series at Pacific, and a lot of that was actually reissuing 10-inch stuff, and that stuff's much more the Chet Baker, Jerry Mulligan era, Bud Shank era. So there's actually two quite separate parts of the Pacific catalog for some reason.
When did they change it to World Pacific?
Shortly after the PJ renaming. You know, it was in the late 50s at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That confused the shit out of me when I first started.
I would love a lot of those Chico Hamilton titles to be reissued.
Yeah, those are great records. I think Chico's one of the most underrated guys out there in that cool scene in a way. He really goes kind of unnoticed in a way. And then he gets quite edgy with the cool avant-garde, those impulse stuff, man. He's really pushing some boundaries out there.
Yeah, those are great. But with Jim Hall, those were very avant-garde records in the 50s, right?
Gabor on some of those records.
That one record's like
Charles Lloyd's on some of those records. There's some pretty serious blowing going on some of those impulse. Yeah.
Buddy Collette. Yeah.
Yeah. I love Buddy Collette too. He's a beast.
Yeah.
What's up, Felipe?
How's it going, guys? Cheers.
May I show you guys my latest acquisition?
Absolutely.
Of course.
This is a record I've been looking for quite a while, and it finally came in the mail the other day. And it's always in the couple $100 range. I've always kind of passed it up, but I finally found one I made an offer on, and the record store was happy to sell it to me for that. It's on the Aladdin record label.
Nice.
Number 701, The Battle of the Saxes, Illinois Jacquet and Lester Young.
Oh, wow.
Wow. The president.
It's actually a beautiful condition 10-inch. Keep going. There we go. You guys see that all right?
Yep.
Very nice, Dan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the vinyl itself is beautiful with that gorgeous Aladdin center logo there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It looks
the vinyl is
pristine.
just in beautiful shape.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that. That's one of the early Aladdin pieces. I kind of guess Aladdin on the stage. And Aladdin, people kind of forget that intro label was Aladdin. Jazz West was Aladdin. They're responsible for a lot of great stuff going on the West Coast at one point.
Now, was Jazz West like a sub-label of Aladdin, or was it like It was, yeah. There's the Paul Chambers one on Jazz West that I would love to get.
Fantastic. My Coltrane section with them.
But that's like that goes for crazy money now.
And you remember the story behind that? How that happened?
No, I don't know.
Jean-Michel Reisser Beethoven knows the story. He told it to me. And he heard it firsthand from several of the musicians, including Kenny Drew, who he knows pretty well. They were out west with Miles, and Kenny Drew was part of that first Miles quintet before Red Garland was. Okay. And so that's Coltrane, it's Philly Joe, it's Kenny Drew, it's Paul Chambers, and they wake up in the hotel after playing in Los Angeles, and Miles is gone. He flew back to New York and left them. They had no money. They had no hotel room. They had no plane tickets. Miles just up and left them, as Miles was known to do because he was kind of aloof and disconnected from other people, you know?
Yeah.
And so they were a little bit scrambling. Like, what do we do? We're in Los Angeles. We don't really know a whole lot of people out here. We don't have no money. And we got no plane ride home. And Chambers knew a guy who had a little recording studio that happened to be affiliated with Aladdin. And they recorded that session as a way to get back to New York.
Now, so that is that then Miles's first quintet on that without Miles?
Yep, without Miles.
Yeah.
And
nice.
When they got back to New York, Kenny Drew punched Miles and left the band, thus opening the chair for Red Garland, who was fired a few years later when he didn't show up for a few rehearsals. The chair was given to Wynton Kelly, and then he had Wynton Kelly step aside for Bill Evans, and Wynton Kelly came back, and thus the Miles Davis charade played on. So
yeah,
that's pretty rare. Go ahead.
So I know you're not a huge fan of Bitches Brew, man, but I've gotten stuck on that record this week for some reason. Just like the one song, Bitches Brew, the 25-minute song. I don't know. There's something about it that just grabbed a hold of me. It's interesting.
Were you under the influence?
Well, I usually am, so you know.
Huh?
Yeah, I usually am. So yeah.
I mean, the influence helps make more sense. And I don't think I have enough influence in me anymore to enjoy it like I once did. Back when I had mushrooms and LSD and alcohol going through me, Pharaoh's Dance was fun.
Yeah, I mean,
you know.
What's up,
but now
Joe?
I'm a little bit.
Hey, Joe.
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got like a radio announcer voice.
Do I really?
Yeah, you do sound pretty suave.
Yeah,
no question about it. There was a time I loved Bitches Brew and convinced myself that it was, amazing. But I was driving Lyft a couple years ago while I was DJing on my off days, and I had the Miles Davis LP box set CD thing in my car, and it's just so shrill, especially on digital. It just, I kept wanting to turn my mids off and my clank the highs down, and the shrillness.
That's a really good point. I noticed that too, just because I've got the record, right? And I listened to it here, and it was amazing. I listened to it in my car, and it was a totally different experience.
Oh, it was awful.
My favorite part on that song specifically is when like the bass clarinet starts coming in, like when he starts snapping his fingers. I don't know if you remember that. For some reason, that just like trapped my brain this week, but that part is there's like none of it there in the car, right? Like on the digital, it's just like nothing. Like you can barely even hear it. So
the biggest problem with that record in general is every time you think it's about to fall into a pocket or create a groove or give you some melody, it doesn't.
That's true.
Yeah.
Every time you're like, they're about to give you, and it never drops. It never gets into a pocket. It never finds a repeating form so we can get comfortable and nod our heads and tap our feet for a minute. It never does.
It's just like 15 minutes later, okay?
I think they call that blue balling.
Yeah, it's edging all day. We're edged all day long. Absolutely. And the batteries are dying, guys. The batteries are dying. I compared it one day to Red Clay by Freddie Hubbard, which also opens with some dissonance. Yeah. But when that funk drops, it drops. And Bitches Brew takes an hour and a half to never do that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I was about to say when Freddie, because I'm more of Freddie Hubbard in the CTI stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compare. Yeah.
Freddie Hubbard CTI stuff is really fun.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's produced as well as the Columbia Miles Davis stuff, if not better, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And the level of playing on those records is the top of the mark at that point.
Yeah. I feel like I know this sounds negative, but I feel like I'm stuck in like the 54 to like 67 years.
Yeah, me too.
In general, and I really don't go for when Miles goes electric. Like I don't have In a Silent Way. I don't have Bitches Brew. I have a lot of Miles, but I just feel like I got so deep early in his catalog and I have so much of his stuff that for me to buy another Miles record, I'm like, I'd rather go explore a new artist or a new label or something like that. And I'll get to it at some point, I'm sure, but it's just, I feel like I'm still kind of stuck in that era. And I feel like I'll probably advance at some point. There are like some, like And the later labels I like are like the ones like Xanadu and Pablo, which are essentially like the early guys doing the early stuff again.
Yep. Concord is that same thing.
It's like the AARP labels.
Kind of is. But
I think a lot of my reputation as vis-a-vis Miles was me exactly saying that same thing to people. There's more to jazz than Miles. Try other stuff.
Yeah,
but
Miles Prestige, first quintet stuff really blew me away with him. That's like and then it gets you in, like it gets you into Prestige, it gets you into Coltrane, it gets you into you can really take that in a lot of different ways.
Let's see those records, Wax. Rob, what do you have there? You got some Pablos?
Well, real quick, I want to show what I found this week and today. Like I found this.
Nice. Is that original?
Fantastic.
Original, rough shape, but I went to a yard sale. I cleaned up at a yard sale. So
original but rough shape is still beautiful.
Oh yeah. This too.
Nice.
That's a great record.
Yeah, it's very hard to find.
Yes, sir. It's a beautiful find. Nice. BJ.
It's so hard to find. You just have to go to a yard sale in LA.
Well, you have to have a horseshoe up your butt like I do. But here's what I found today, and this is what I love finding. I found an OG of this in a dollar bin. There's a dollar. Okay, but here's what's interesting. This is a misprint. On the cover misprint this is a mono. But look at that.
Oh, wow. Weird.
Well, so that's interesting. That's interesting. I think a lot of those early labels would print the same cover, and they would just shift it based on whether it was mono or stereo.
Just like Blue Train,
Right.
Here's the second misprint on this. So the labels are on the wrong side.
Oh
gosh.
Yeah.
So this So
how can we tell that by looking at the label, Rob?
Oh, has anyone?
Here's another thing, Dan. So I have a Led Zeppelin 2 Robert Ludwig, right? This is the only. I just listened to this. This is the only other album I've listened to. It's in rough shape. It is so loud you cannot hear the noise.
Wow.
You hear at the beginning, you hear the crackles. This is a Rudy Van Gelder. I just played it, and magically the sound just went over all the noise, and you just didn't hear the noise. The only other record is that Led Zeppelin. So this is really interesting record.
Cool.
While we're on that subject, just a quick question. I know several of you guys picked this reissue up. Chris, I think you had talked about it.
Yeah.
I was planning on doing a video on a couple of the Newland releases, and I was listening to this over and over again, and it's advertised as stereo, but I swear it's mono. So I'm curious if you give it a listen.
No, I didn't think about that. Actually, did you like it though? Do you like the record?
I do. I don't think it's not super cohesive. There's some tracks that are real like soul jazz, and there's some tracks that are real post bop. Like it's not. There's no real theme to it, which bothered me a little bit. I mean, I love Blue Mitchell, but I think it's cool what Newland's doing, issuing stuff that's very, very hard to find OG pressings of. You know, I looked on Discogs. I think the only OGs they had of this were like $80 to $100, right? So to be able to get a good quality pressing that was mastered by Kevin Gray, even though there was a digital step, I think it's cool for $30. Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah,
I bet it sounds.
Hey Nicole, some old time jazz fans never get out of 50s, 60s Blue Note Prestige records. That's fair.
Yeah,
and
that's okay. I'm like happy to be there. I mean, I'm finding stuff that's interesting.
Let's look at those. Let's see those real quick, Rob. Let's see those Pablos.
Yeah, I found. He didn't talk there, but found both of those.
I've got those. Those are great.
Yeah,
did he talk about those? I haven't watched the video yet.
He talked about this one. Okay. I don't know how he can just not talk about all of them. They all recorded around the same 4-year period of time,
right?
And they all sound really good. And then there's this live at Montreux one. So.
Which one is that? There's a bunch of those.
Is that a Basie Jam as well?
This is Basie Jam too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Interesting.
$4.99. That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Very nice.
Do you like the Pablo stuff, Dan?
Yeah, I need to dive more into it. I only have a couple dozen of them. I've all kind of overlooked past them because of
a couple dozen.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you know off the top of your head how many records they have in their catalog? Is it like over 100?
Yeah, it's
it's over 100.
No, I can tell you. I can tell you. Here, look at this. This is funny. So I picked this up yesterday. This one, and I always love it when they're in the because the insert it has all the albums. I'll take a copy.
Oh, very cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And that was all of them up at least until that release.
Yeah,
That's nice.
But I would think between Basie, Ella, and
Lockjaw.
yeah, I mean they all have a ton on there. Oscar Peterson has a ton on.
Joe Pass is on like
Joe
everything.
Pass has a ton.
I probably have
Vaughan
more
has a handful.
Coltrane. I probably have more Coltrane on Pablo than anything.
Really?
Coltrane on Pablo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
there's that
I didn't know he was
Camp
on there.
Paris concert.
I'll grab a couple.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't know.
This
So
one
Loki's asking a question about miles ahead on music on vinyl. I don't know. Their stuff usually sounds fine. We're good.
Hey, you know what? You get miles ahead. There's a 2011 mono.
Oh, those are good. Yes.
Those are good.
Oh,
The
that
Kevin
was
Gray.
very great. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're sort of digital, but the Kevin Gray did them, I believe.
I don't
So
think
they're
they're
good.
good.
I
Yeah, you
have
can
them.
find. Yeah, you can find sketches. Someday My Prince Will Come. A bunch of those.
Now,
There's two
Stunty's saying that we shouldn't buy anything VG or less.
That's his appearance.
Well, you know what, Stunty? I'd love for you to listen to this Gene Ammons record because somehow magically the noise went away.
Well, visual grading and play grading can be very different.
It does have noise, but it's just so loud and punchy. Those old Van Gelders, man.
Yeah.
I got a Pablo this week.
Let's see it. Hang
Oh,
on.
that's
man.
cool.
What do we got here? Okay. Oh wow. Just got everybody on
Tommy
there.
Flanagan.
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah, I mean,
Pass.
they play Night in Tunisia,
Nice.
Constantinople. Yeah, I mean there's some fun tracks on here.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Did you find?
So here's a couple of the Pablos I'll show you guys.
Okay.
This is the Paris concert, which I think has been reissued on other labels as well. It's with the Classic Quartet. I think it's from 62 or 63. And there was a point where my jazz collection was probably 400 records, and half of it was Miles and Coltrane. There's so much Miles and Coltrane out there, and you just kind of keep digging and digging. This is Bye Bye Blackbird, his greatest concert performance from 62. Might also be from Paris as well. Again on Pablo.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Those like the same pictures on Black Pro.
And yeah, it does. And then this is just the best of Coltrane on Pablo.
Interesting.
I gotta check those out.
Nice.
And
I haven't seen those out in the wild much.
No,
and then
never.
this is the one that was the toughest to find, Afro Blue Impression, John Coltrane.
Oh,
That's a cool cover.
I've seen that before. Yeah, that goes. I mean, the one I saw was $40 in a shop,
Yeah.
so it was pretty pricey.
And it's a double record as well. And most of course, was recorded in the early 60s with the great group. A couple other cool Pablos that jumped out at me was Benny Carter. You're going the wrong way. Benny Carter's a very creative guy. There's a Basie and Zoot.
I have that one. That was
Yeah,
good.
that's a good
man.
one. That's a really good
There's some
one.
Lester Young.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know Lester Young had a Pablo record.
No, well,
Is that
they've
previously recorded stuff? That
Yeah,
they're-
because
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
Art Tatum stuff they have, obviously, he
That's
died
true.
in the 50s.
And remember, Norman Granz is Pablo.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Norman Granz is Verve, and right.
So he owned
So
the whole thing, yeah.
he had access to not only his stuff from the vaults, but as those guys got older in their careers, they were willing to come back and work for him again. So Norman Granz is a pretty big figure in jazz that a lot of novices don't really nothing about.
Oh, for sure, man.
Oh, yeah.
We did a video after Creed Taylor passed about his contributions too.
Yeah, Creed's a giant.
So here's a good question from DJ. What are some of your favorite jazz guitarists? Dan, go first.
I'm a huge Grant Green guy, honestly. I love some of the older guys like Sal Salvador and Joe Cinderella. Al Caola's fun, but Wes Montgomery's probably the best.
Yeah.
And then I have a huge Kenny Burrell collection.
But you, Mike?
I just recently picked up a Jazzland Renee Thomas led record that
Great
I'm
record.
into. And yeah, I like I think I prefer Kenny Burrell over Grant Green, and I like Joe Pass. Yeah, those guys mostly.
Rob?
Well, yeah, I'm not specific, but today I showed you a picture. I just picked up that Kenny Burrell This one.
Tone Poet. Oh,
I just picked up this one today, and this is really good.
oh, cool.
That is really good, actually. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
There's a volume 2 to that as well.
Horrible cover. Not a great cover.
well, what's wrong with it?
He's looking handsome.
He's about to turn into an Incredible Hulk.
It does look a bit like a gay 70s dating show.
Right,
Yeah.
don't make him
Yeah.
angry. He'll turn into the Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll burn your face off with some guitar licks. Who's your favorite guitarist, Felipe?
Okay, excluding Django, right? Take Django out of the Django Reinhardt. I think it's Grant Green. I really like Grant Green. It's just something about his tone and yeah.
His like
Burrell is good
quartets
too.
are pretty great. Like the guys
Yeah.
that he plays with are pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like that record. Talking About. I think it's so unique, so different. I think Talking About is a monster recording.
The
And
later
regarding
Grant Green stuff when he starts doing the funky
the
soul
funky,
stuff,
yeah,
Mhm.
that stuff's good.
yeah,
Like Alive.
Yeah.
I love that record.
yeah.
Even I have the PTI album he did.
Mhm.
That's
Kudu?
really good. Yeah. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
well, not that one, but the first side is really good. The second side, I have it right over here.
What about you, Joe?
That's tough. I mean, I think I like Tal Farlow. I think he's
Yeah.
there's a delicacy there that I just appeals to me. I'm trying to pick guys that aren't Kenny Burrell and Grant Green. I mean, I think those are
Sure.
obvious.
Now that all those guys too. I'll tell you, I've gotten into lately is Al Di
Johnny
Meola.
Smith, Al Di Meola is great.
Yeah.
Who? Al Di Meola.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny Smith's a great player, too.
Johnny Smith's great.
Oh,
yeah.
you know what? I found this in the wild. If I can find it, it's basically the Friday Night in San Francisco album,
Oh yeah.
and
That's
that was pretty fantastic. I mean, here it's McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Oh, DeLucia, and yeah, Di Meola.
Michael
Okay, yeah.
DeLucia.
So it's the three of these guys. This is the original pressing. It's not the fancy Impex one, but it sounds fantastic. So check this one out for sure.
See, I think I like him more than Matheny even.
How's McLaughlin's
Good.
tone on that?
It's all acoustic.
It's all acoustic, and like the imaging
So it's very
on it.
flamenco.
Oh, I probably like that.
Not to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
like
yeah.
audiophile, but like the imaging on it is like you can hear
It's
them
really
in
good.
front of you and like identify how they're playing off each other, and you can hear it.
Yeah.
And the skill level of these three is incredible. Like you're listening to it, like they're virtuosos, like playing. That's like the style. It's like it's fast. It's just like nothing I've ever heard before. And you kind of get pulled into it just because of like the technical skill and the way that they're able to play. Like when I say play off, I just mean like they'll finish each other's notes. It's incredible how tight this
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's
And this
incredible.
record is so cool because in each song it tells who is in the left, right, and center. So you feel like you're on the stage. It's amazing.
I was a drummer for a long time, so guitar tone always meant a lot to me. A guy with a good tone, like a David Gilmour, you can just lay back and pocket it and get a groove going. I find his electric tone, McLaughlin, that Birds of Fire record, I tried 3 different times to get through it the last couple years. It's just fingernails on a chalkboard to my ears.
Yeah, this is definitely
Oh, yeah.
different.
Yeah, way
If
different.
you, Dan, if you haven't checked this one out, it's worth giving it a stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Birds of Fire, I'll give that record away to someone if they want it.
You should, yeah, I mean, I think I have an early pressing of that same record. I ended up buying the Impex 33, and I liked it so much I got the 45.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean that, and then after I fell in love with that album, I got the what's the other one they did? It's like Passion, Grace, Fire, something like that. That album's really great as well. Kind of that flamenco-y style.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey, check out Jeffrey's Mount Rushmore of jazz. I think you're missing Louis Armstrong there. I'd put him first probably.
Yes. Yes.
And what do you think, Dan?
4 Mile Rushmore guys for me, and I've been for a number of years. Armstrong, Ellington, Parker, and Monk. They're the 4
Monk
most
for
innovative
sure.
people in the music.
For sure, Monk. Yeah.
Everybody has those 4 in them. Everybody.
Wait, say yours again. You said
Armstrong, Ellington, Parker, Monk.
okay.
Every great innovation in jazz is there, from composition to the blues, to virtuosity. to the abstracts of Monk to the arrangements of Ellington. You talk about Mingus, you're gonna have some Ellington in there. You know what I mean? Everyone has those elements in their DNA.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. We were looking up like dates, like birth dates for some of these musicians. I think Ellington was born like 1899. Like he was like old school guy.
Yep, he goes back.
Early guy. Yeah.
And every one of those players.
What's that?
Every one of those players, after them, all the other players' DNA changes.
Yeah.
But before Monk, there's not a lot of guys doing what Monk does. Maybe a few guys here and there dabbled in it. But after Monk, everybody monked.
Yeah.
Before Parker, no one's really doing what Parker's doing, even though people dabbled in it like Tatum and people. But after Parker, everyone Parkered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? After Armstrong, everybody Armstrong.
Well, like after Parker, nobody wanted to play alto, right?
Right.
Wasn't it like something because they like I think Train like probably would have preferred to play alto, but he didn't want to be like connected that tightly to Parker.
Yeah,
so
Stitt switched to the tenor at 1.2 for a long time.
Yeah.
Sonny Stitt was an alto guy. Lou Donaldson, of course, was accused of playing like Parker. McLean was accused of playing like Parker. But you can't play the alto and not sound like Parker. Although people could argue there's not an instrument in jazz that once you heard Parker, you couldn't hear Parker when they're playing.
Yeah.
People heard Parker and Bud Powell, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I have to run. This is killing me. I'd love to hang out and chat.
Let's chat with you, Mike.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, Dan. Thanks for joining Rob and Joe, Chris and Felipe. I'll catch up with you guys later.
All right.
Have a good discussion. I'll definitely check this out later, see what you guys are up to.
All right, we'll talk shit about you while you're gone.
All right, sounds good.
Have a good night.
What about Paul Desmond? He didn't sound like Parker at all, and he was a great alto player, man.
Yeah, very, very beautiful and lyrical.
What do you one of my favorite players? I just went blank though because I'm ready to get kind of drunk. So what do you think about that for a minute? Oh, Phil Woods.
Well, I have a good question.
Okay, go ahead.
The best sounding recording of Parker, because I can't seem to find one that all of his recordings sound like I'm missing something. You know?
Yeah, but listen to the music. Don't listen to the.
I understand that.
When you're talking 40s recordings, when you're talking the 40s recordings like Dial and Savoy, there's going to be some of those issues. If you want better sounding Parker, you have to get the stuff he did for Norman Granz in the early to mid 50s.
Yeah.
And the Bird with Strings, it's heavenly. And he floats and plays like an acrobatic butterfly over top of these kind of almost stagnant, stale arrangements. He puts so much Disney life into it, with sprinkling his fairy dust everywhere. It's incredible, the experience. And the songs, every one of them becomes a seminal version of those songs. And it's a beautiful recording. And he does a number of other recordings for Norman Granz in that early 50s, mid 50s period.
Yeah, I think I have the Swedish Schnapps.
Yep.
That sounds really good.
Yeah. So his verse stuff's definitely going to sound the best, but it's not going to be filled with the early bebop innovation by that point. He's already kind of gone post-bop himself on some levels.
That makes sense. I need to get that Bird with Strings. I think there's a reissue coming out of that, Rob.
No. It sounds like some of his recordings were recorded in a toilet, Stucky, but not.
Well, a lot of that early Parker stuff was people recording him at events with tape recorders in their pocket.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
April Perry, that's great stuff right there. Yep.
Yeah.
And again, it's not going to be the innovation of his late 40s, early mid 40s recordings, but it's still going to be the maturity, and he can always lean back on that stuff when he wants to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys buy either of the 10-inch boxes? I mean, again, I got into jazz too late to go try to find any OGs, but I did pick them up, and they're great. I mean, again, I think it's more about having the music than
those are cool.
Than it is about the sonics, and then I'm sure they're digital. But the Mercury and Clef, it's all David Stone Martin artwork, so they replicated them.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great stuff right there.
Yeah, I mean, again, I didn't buy this for the Sonic, so I wasn't worried about it being all analog, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with the Savoy box. I mean, I can't recommend it enough. The covers aren't as pretty. They're basically all the same, just with a different color.
Yep.
But still. I mean,
and even a lot of that stuff was going to be taken from the 78 era.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
but yeah, Parker. There's not a lot of great sounding recordings, and there's a lot of pretty bad sounding ones for sure.
Yeah, I got that Parker in LA box. I guess from last year.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting. I've listened.
I like
to
the
it.
artwork on the cover of that, but I didn't.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's actually.
Yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily recommend anyone buy it, but if you really want to buy it, it just got reissued. So.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best way to hear Parker is to listen to some of the Parker disciples play bebop, and it gives you a better idea what Parker sounded like sonically. You know, there's early McLean stuff that you're hearing Parker in every facet of his playing.
Yeah.
What do you think about Phil Woods? Because I made a Phil Woods video a while back, and some guy was talking shit about him, saying that I shouldn't have mentioned him with Charlie Parker, which I thought was stupid.
Phil Woods is a great player and a huge discography. He stayed around the industry for a long time. Scott Baldwin, the professor, the guru himself, is a huge Phil Woods fan. And he made records with guys like Donald Byrd. You know, so the pedigree's there, you know,
for sure.
And it's you don't make records with Donald Byrd unless you got your shit together. You know, the guy can play. And I think sometimes some of these white musicians who were on the periphery a little bit take too much grief from collectors today. You know?
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
And I've said before, you didn't get into a recording studio in the 50s and 60s unless you could play, period. They were rolling tape, which cost money in those days. It wasn't like some guy in a basement just pressing replay on his phone, making, you know, loops and stuff. People who got cut on tape could play. The most obscure labels with the most obscure records on those labels, just because those records are obscure doesn't mean that they suck or they couldn't play. They just didn't get distributed well. Those records are filled with great players. Like you may never have heard of the label or the player, but if it got recorded, there was a reason why.
Absolutely agree. Well, did you get anything new this week, Felipe?
Yeah, I got some stuff. So I got the infamous box as well. I had to make some exchanges.
We should talk about that. Yes.
Yes.
I got all my replacement jackets, so I'm a happy camper.
Well, I went deep, Joe. Mine had
So
I discovered major issues.
Yeah.
So I had to.
I'm not gonna go into details of how it sounds, how nice it
into
looks. So this is the famous Bill Evans box. I didn't have much Bill Evans till like about a year ago. I was never too much into I don't think I like it. And I got some recordings, and I think Empathy really sucked me in, along with those the ones that came on the Record Store Day this year, the 73 and 79 concerts. Those records really they conquered me. I kind of felt his playing, his music touched me, and I said I'm gonna go get these Riverside ones. And I invested in the box. I'm quite happy with that. I think that the sound is amazing. I had some OJCs to compare. It sounds great, but most important is that
you'll love those records for the next 30 years of your life, man. Those Bill Evans Riverside records are some of the best trio records ever made.
Absolutely.
The 45 sound beautiful. They just sound so.
One of the real innovations of that trio was the bass playing of LaFaro and how interwoven his and Evans' lines are, and how in the forefront LaFaro is in the mix, and how percussive and tacky, and some of the tonality that LaFaro was putting in there. He was all quite new at that point, and actually Ray Brown taught him some of that stuff, but chose not to use it himself because he didn't really feel it was fitting people he was backing. And LaFaro took it and it became kind of LaFaro's signature sound, even though it was a Ray Brown top thing. Ray Brown's one of the true geniuses. But LaFaro and Evans, with Motion on the drum, those records, you will never tire a Waltz for that.
So that's the thing. I saw musicians talking about how LaFaro and Bill Evans would interplay so well.
It's incredible.
And Motion would be like the glue to keep everything cohesive there. And actually, it's funny. My very first Scott LaFaro record was this one.
Nice. Hampton Hog.
Yeah.
Well, I have the first
the box
album that
great.
LaFaro was on, the Victor
Feldman.
album.
Yeah, that's a great record.
Yeah.
A great record. Victor, the Arrival of.
The Arrival of
What
Victor.
happened with your box, Rob?
Yeah,
let's talk about the box issues, Felipe. What issues have you had?
So the box
We can talk about it privately.
Yeah. But just briefly, they tell us to destroy the records. That if I have 4 warped records, not bad warps, but it's, I mean, for $900, I want flat records.
Yes.
How much?
Yeah,
900.
900.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
it's 22.
They saw an OG Waltz for Debbie. They for like $1,600.
Yeah.
I just had to sell 2 records. 2 records I bought for $20 total. Sold those and bought the box.
But
We know,
still,
man. We know.
so
The Call of Duty.
You reach out. You reach out and say, "Oh, I got warped records. I like to replace." Okay, please send us evidence that you destroyed the records with a share or whatever, and then we're gonna send the replacements. And I take the pictures. I send it to them. I got a response. Oh, out of those 4, we have 2 now. 2 we don't have immediately. We're gonna ship when available. It's like, dude, you tell me to destroy the freaking record, and you don't know when you're gonna replace.
Are you kidding me?
I just destroyed one side of it, Felipe.
Yeah, me too.
They'll come, but I think there's a bigger story there than they're not.
there may be a bigger story.
I was frustrated. I mean, it was a minor warp. I could keep listening to the record. Just let me know when you're gonna have that. I'm gonna destroy. I don't care.
Well,
that's not a problem.
Yeah, that's a typical. I will tell you that because other people I know, like with that have bad like MoFis, they have you slash them.
Mm-hmm.
That way they know. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. But some other cool thing that came this week, actually today. This guy came today finally. Not sure if you're familiar with this one, Dan, but I'm thrilled. This one is really cool.
Let's look at it.
So good.
This is the Sam records came in today. Yes, the Sam.
Oh, cool. No, I don't know that one.
This is amazing.
What year is that from?
This is let me check. This
69,
late 60s.
Yes, 65.
Really?
Was recorded at Comédie de Champs-Élysées, Friday, May 7, 1965. So Nathan Davis, Woody Shaw, Jean-Louis Chotin, René Outragé, Jimmy Wood, Kenny Clark.
Wow, nice.
And it sounds amazing. And it comes with a 7-inch.
Cool.
Yeah, mine. I bought it the last time it was pressed, and it didn't come with a 7-inch. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Cool.
And another thing, I never had any of his records, and I scored 2 this week. The first one just arrived.
Oh, hang on. Let me make
Is that Mal Waldron?
That's a Japanese pressing with the old.
That's a tough one to find.
I've been searching for this one. It's a mono 76 Japanese.
Mal 2, Mal 3, and Mal 4 are all really tough to come by.
Yeah, and I got another Japanese Mal 4 on eBay. It hasn't arrived yet.
I have the twofer, and that which has Mal 1 and Mal 2, and that sounds great. Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
Are you guys familiar with the Jerry Mulligan night lights on Philips?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was reissued by Newland as well.
I do that record all the time for under $10. And in the last 5 years or so, what's that?
I can't find that.
That's the one.
I have the reissue but I can't find the OG.
I used to see that all the time for under $10, and now it's often going for $200, $300, $400. Why?
Yeah. I don't know. I paid $1 for this record.
Yes, it used to be everywhere, and now on Discogs and eBay, it's usually going for $200, $300, $400.
Yeah, I don't get it as well.
Philips was the label that had distribution issues. It was a huge French label.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that one jumped so high.
I look a lot. I've never seen it in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a record I picked up that I see if Dan has any info on. You seen this record?
Is that Freddie McCoy, Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great record.
I had no clue how rare
like 74-56 or something like that. 74-80.
74-44.
That's close. That's close.
It's awesome.
It's a really good record.
And Freddie McCoy was a vibe player, right? And he's just really soul jazz. And I have like 4 of his records, and just a great vibraphone. There's a lot of Chitlin circuit blues gospel going on. I love that stuff, man.
That's awesome.
I'll take blues and feeling over virtuosity every time. If I'm not tapping my foot and nodding my head, if I'm squinting my eyes going, I'll take the bluesier stuff every time myself.
That's like the antithesis of Mike.
Mike likes the virtuosity.
Yeah, Mike is not into the.
He's not. He doesn't like the bluesy stuff that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, what I love about the blues is a story. And the blues actually comes from the church even in a way with it. I'm going to tell you a story. And that's the preacher and the choir. That call and response. You know what I'm saying? And when jazz has that call and response, that conversational kind of how I'm feeling, and I'm telling you a narrative, virtuosity doesn't leave a lot of room for narrative. Mm-hmm. It's too much information. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just me.
Well, Miles did a really good job of leaving spaces.
Oh, yeah, Miles is great at that. Mm-hmm. And he got that from Ahmad Jamal, and Jamal got it from Basie, he says.
Yeah. I mean, kind of blues or research work on Ahmad Jamal, right? Basically.
Right. And borrowed George Russell's innovation of the modal playing, which he did with Bill Evans, and that's why he hired Bill Evans, because Bill Evans knew how to play modal working with George Russell.
What record now is that New York record an example of that?
Even earlier than that, like the one in space. What's it called? And
Space, yeah,
Space Jazz. Like those are Evans, and there's some good players on that.
Yeah, I have the two.
Is that an original or reissue?
It's an original.
This is nice.
It might be a reissue. I don't remember. Yeah, that's a good record.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool looking, cool cover.
Those were important records that didn't really get notoriety, but the players knew about them.
Yeah.
You know,
this
the
one
jazz team knew.
Paid $60 for it, I think.
Wow.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
But yeah,
Russell certainly should get more credit.
Like this one's great too. If anybody hasn't heard this record, this should be available probably. So
the reissue. The reissue of it's available. You can get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
that's what he means.
The Verve series.
He's got the acoustic series there.
Yeah.
Sticker.
Yeah. That's a cool
I have that in the. There's a twofer that I have also. I have that, but it has Jazz in the Space Age and New York in it.
Oh, shit, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Decca twofer, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, it's it's one universal. It's a universal twofer.
Okay,
cool.
That makes sense.
So then, let me ask about this record. I have someone that sells me OGs and early pressings, and sometimes he send me some free stuff. I'll try this one because you're gonna like it. So, what you know about this record by Billy Cobham, Steve Cann, Alphonso Johnson, and Tom Scott? Alive Motaphoria. Do you know this one?
Record. It's a great record.
No, are you asking me? I don't know that record.
Yeah, that's not Dan's sweet spot.
Yeah, that's probably like the mid '70s right there. I don't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know some '70s jazz.
Do you have any other Billy Cobham, like Spectrum or any of those?
Me?
I have all those.
No,
that's my first Spectrum one. I got the
I mean, that's more kind of like soul jazz, funk.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Billy Cobham tune that Massive Attack samples?
I don't know.
With the orangutan on the front.
I think it's the Fake from Harm groove from the first Massive Attack record. Me and my buddy Justin, my DJ buddy, we were playing Billy Cobham one day, and the band breaks out. There's this drum thing, and it breaks into this bass and drum pattern that Massive Attack sampled, and we didn't realize it was a sample until that moment.
Oh shit!
It's killer. It's on one of those two big Billy Cobham records from like '73, '74.
Yeah,
I like a lot. I got some of his records. Like Crosswinds is great. Total Eclipse is great. Magic's pretty cool.
I mean, it's definitely more that electric soul jazz sound. I mean, if you get into that Felipe, it's exactly CTI-ish.
Speaking of which, did you guys get the Johnny Hammond that came out this week?
I didn't pre-order it, but
where did it come out from?
It
was a jazz dispensary craft.
Oh yeah, I ordered that because you told me to last night, and I spent $80 accidentally.
That stuff is so good.
Johnny Hammond?
Yes.
The organ player?
Yeah.
Johnny Hammond Smith?
I don't know.
No, it came on Jazz Dispensary yesterday. Then
let me find it. It's called Gears or something.
Yeah, Gears. Right? Yeah, it's very funky, very very funky, really cool.
Let me look it up.
Is it the organ player Johnny Hammond Smith?
It was originally released on Milestone.
I don't think so.
Okay, no,
it's a Milestone now.
It's a jazz funk opus, Gears.
Yeah, I think it's not known that well either. I mean, that's probably why we don't know shit about it.
I know the John Hammond that play on Kudu.
It's probably the same guy, man.
Yeah. But it sounds like it's the same guy as the organ player. I don't think. Maybe
It came out in 75, right?
Yeah,
75.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Is he an organ player?
Yeah, keyboardist Johnny Hammond. It was released in 1975.
That's cool.
Johnny Hammond Smith, that's who it is. Yes.
Yeah, Johnny Hammond Smith, and he was called that to separate him from Johnny Guitar Smith.
Right.
And then there was Jimmy Smith, the organ player, as well.
I've never have seen him. I mean, it's where they're saying his name is Johnny Hammond when it's really Johnny Smith.
Yeah, he became so known as Johnny Hammond at that point that he had some records that were just titled that way. He has a lot of records on Riverside, actually, in the early 60s that are really good.
Yeah, he does. Agreed.
And they got themselves on Prestige as well in the late 60s.
Yeah.
Julian Priester's on this record. You know, that guy, I think it's awesome, but he had a bunch of shit.
The 1199 Hall.
What
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Is that the 1199 Hall?
Yeah, all the soul jazz record. I mean,
Oh, you got them? Okay, let's go to this
got
record. Here we go.
Nice.
it's,
What are you doing? Throwing them on your
Yeah,
microphone?
throwing them on your iPad.
I'm on a real computer. I tell you that.
Nice.
Nice.
I don't
Who
know
is that? Oh, Calvin Keys.
Calvin
Okay.
Keys.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I skipped on that one. I listened to it. Wasn't.
I think his two albums are the better ones. Like this one.
That one.
But they all play on each other's albums too. And then the Awakening albums, they're great.
Yeah, those are cool sounding. I sampled those.
And
already
those records are a bargain. They're a bargain. I think it's cheaper than like a
$12
fancy
bucks.
Starbucks drink. Yeah.
The thing I
Yeah, so for
heard, the
anybody
OGs
that
are
doesn't
not
know,
good records.
yeah. So Real Gone Music has those on sale for $12 a piece right now. That all 20 of those black jazz reissues from the 70s. So
$12, yes.
$12.
Yeah, I didn't get all of them, but I have two, and that sold me. And then the fact that you can't find like a roughed up copy of an OG of this is $200.
What, Stunny? Why do we need to make Joe big? Why are you struggling? Like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
He says Outer View is one of the most important jazz albums ever. Okay.
Why do they have to make me big?
I don't know. Do you have Outer View?
What's that?
By George Russell? No.
George Russell. Yeah, that's on Riverside.
Okay. Well, I don't have that one, Stunny. I need to check that out.
Mm-hmm. So I picked this one this week, and I never heard this record. It's really good.
Bird. Good
You
stuff.
guys have it? Blackjack?
Yeah, more is boogaloo, or more a little bit rhythm and blues.
Yeah,
Tin.
great lineup here.
Yeah.
Great lineup.
I love when he played with Hank.
Oh, wow.
Sonny Red's on there too. Great alto player from Detroit.
That's freaking sweet, man.
Yeah, Cedar Walton. It's an amazing record. I was really surprised. That's a Liberty. That's a Liberty pressing.
I got some stuff that Mike sent me, which was super nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
I've only listened to two of them so far, so I'll show those. But check this out. Hang on, I'll make myself big. So this one, it's spinning on my record player right now. Actually, just like that. So this is a soul meeting with Ray
Nice.
Charles, Bill Jackson.
Yeah.
This is great. I've got the other one. I don't know how many they did on Atlantic, but Soul Brothers. I think I like it.
Soul Brothers.
Yeah. There's just the two of them.
It's just the two of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got, Ray, he plays piano, electric piano, and alto sax on one track. And it's got Kenny Burrell on guitar, which is awesome. Percy Heath on bass and Art Taylor on drums. So this is a pretty cool one. I liked it a lot. I appreciated that from Mike. And then the other one that I liked, I liked all of them, but I haven't listened to the other ones yet. But this one.
The cover you just showed reminds me of the Fathead record with Ray Charles and David Newman. Have you seen that one? Yeah, it's similar artwork.
Yeah, this cover's in great shape too, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, that covers.
And then this one is a Argo Sonny Stitt record that he sent me, which is really cool.
Nice stuff right there.
Yeah, I like this one a lot. I don't know who else was on this. Oh, Sonny Stitt, John Board, never heard of him. Edward Buster on organ, and Joe Shelton on drums. Yeah, I forgot this is organ on it, so it's pretty cool. Live record, really groovy, and you can kind of feel the club experience.
Stitt was the only guy in that scene that never really had a working band.
Oh, really? Like on
He
Argo?
kind of
or
played
what?
with anybody, whenever. Didn't matter who. Never had
Yeah.
his own little group with him. It was always kind of just the Stunny shit show and whoever was there.
That makes sense. Yeah, so this one's kind of interesting because it's Argo. It's an Argo cover and then a Cadet, record.
Yep.
I guess this is like in the middle of their transition or whatever.
No, it just means it was a later repressing of it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Can I share something with you guys?
Huh? Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I talked about this in an episode last week, but I've listened to this record now probably 6 times in the last 4 or 5 days.
oh wow.
Oh,
And
Wow.
it's just such a good record.
yeah.
And if you wanted to reduce Blue Note to one sound, especially that 1500 series Blue Note and the hard bop sound, Horace Silver is really such a huge architect and
Right.
kind of undervalued by today's collectors for some reason. And Lewis Hayes on this playing the drums on here,
This is a very good
and
one.
you would really think it was Art Blakey,
Oh wow.
who he just left, or just parted ways with Blakey. And from my understanding, Blakey's heroin was too much for Silver to deal with on a regular basis. And so Lewis Hayes is sitting on the drums and he just spits fire. And there's this thing Blakey does a lot where he goes on the snare drum. He kind of it makes the dynamic of a change with the pressure of his stick. And Hayes is doing that. He's echoing Blakey and playing just like him. And Mobley's on this playing with a lot of fire. But it's Art Farmer on this that just blows me away several times.
Wow.
I could have swore it was Lee Morgan a couple times. He plays with such fire and ferocity and intensity. And it tells you sometimes that when you have a great rhythm section with a Horace Silver and a Lewis Hayes, even a guy who's kind of more melancholy like Art Farmer, with that intensity around him, he's all of a sudden spitting fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which year
Incredible record.
which year is that then?
Probably 1956, probably 57, 1562. I have actually an old original of this, and this is a Classic Records reissue of it from like 2000.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
it looks like The Music Matters. The cover is so nice.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. The Classic Records from the late thousands, early thousands. They did a great job.
So
I have the Music Matters 45 version of that.
This is great.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen to this loud 3 times in a row, and it's as intense as any Jazz Messenger record. It's really a full throttle session, rooted in the hard bop, and Horace Silver is as integral to the hard bop thing as Art Blakey was.
Yeah.
And a lot of people kind of pass over his records and they sell for half of what a lot of other Blue Note guys do.
It's quite interesting that you mentioned Art Farmer, because that's how Lee Morgan got his first record, right? He subbed for Art Farmer.
Serious?
In Prestige, yes.
Wow.
He had already recorded Indeed for Blue Note, but they got schooled by Prestige. The next day he recorded Indeed. He subbed for Art Farmer. That became introducing Lee Morgan.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that's how Blue Note started doing exclusivity contracts with the artists.
Wow.
That's why they started doing it.
It's right around the time where Blue Note defines its sound too. Before this, Blue Note's kind of just doing whatever almost, and it's mid 57, 58 where Blue Note really defines that Blue Note sound.
They rented a rehearsing space. They would make the musicians rehearse before record, which nobody else did.
I don't think so. Josh D has asked, "What record are we all buying tonight?" Oh, that's not the right. That's a totally different.
I just bought one today, Josh. Not tonight, but a couple of hours ago.
Well, I mean, Dan, you're new here, but occasionally someone will mention a record and get everybody so excited that they all go to Discogs and try to buy it all at once, and then someone's disappointed when their cart.
Oh, I got the record and I'm going to hit purchase as we talk.
Oh,
That was the Joe Gordon looking good, right? That OJC that Mike bought.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'm hitting purchase on this record right now.
Well, if you don't have it, how can you say we're all going to buy it? Come on, man.
Well, I'm
Which
buying
record?
it now. It's Herbie Hancock Death Wish soundtrack. Purchase.
I actually bought this afternoon. I was looking for it for a long time. 1541, Lee Morgan Volume 2. That's really hard to find, I think. I don't know why or how.
One of the great covers too.
Yeah, I finally found that one.
Nice.
There's an OG for $8,000 on Discord if anybody wants it.
I just bought it. I just hit purchase.
8,000 is near mint.
Dang.
Oh, here's a wild one. I bet you'll. I mean, maybe Dan may have heard of this, but I've never seen this record. This is weird. Check this out. I bought this recently. So this is. I don't even know how to say these guys' names.
So bizarre. I just saw this record today.
Did you really? So it's Rain, DeGraaf, and Dick Vinnick, I guess, quartet.
Yeah.
I can't read it. What's it say?
Rain de Graft. Sounds Belgian.
And
It's like
It's on
Belgian.
Timeless Muse, right?
Yeah, it's on Timeless Muse. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great freaking record. I'm trying to figure out where it was recorded though. Oh, Holland. Yeah.
Yeah.
These dudes, man. They're
Mhm.
serious. This
Are they
bass
Dutch
player
players?
is tough.
Are they the Dutch players?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
They had
It's
some
really
good jazz guys for a while there. Rita Reyes, that singer, she recorded some with Blakey in like '57.
Yeah.
There were some good players going on in Holland there for a while.
Yeah, it's a cool record, man. I paid $8 for it the other day. I mean, I don't know. It gets pretty a little out there on side two, but I enjoyed it.
You guys do most of your shopping online or in retail?
Both. I buy mostly used stuff retail though.
This
Let's
is
see what
This is a one I picked up today.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I think it's kind of a comp, but
Cool
it's,
on there.
it's an early OJC.
Was that like
OG.
36030?
OG. Okay.
He's showing off again, guys. 36023.
Ah, close.
But it was super
Well,
clean.
Honestly, in the first 100 records of the 36,000 series, there's probably about 20 compilations. So it's
Yeah.
and they come kind of in series of streaks.
Mm.
Drummers, trombones, there's so many of them. It's crazy how many compilations Emerson does in their first 100 releases.
Wow.
Which one of the cool things about Blue Note, you guys have probably heard me say this before, but Blue Note doesn't do a greatest hits. They don't do a Christmas record. They don't do so-and-so does the hits of Broadway. There's no Blue Note samplers. As long as Alfred ran that record from 1500, 10-inch before, all the way to the sale, every release is an actual new collection of material by these artists.
Yeah.
No one else was doing that.
No.
That
But
speaks to a high level of integrity, but a lack
Yeah.
of business acumen.
Exactly. I think they have
So
only,
they didn't have any-
only that one record called Blowing Session,
But-
nothing else, right?
But you can make a point, right? That at the same time they weren't under contract, they went elsewhere to do that shit, right? So I have like a 3 Sounds record that they're doing like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they
Like,
weren't under contract at Blue Note, though.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. They did stuff at Mercury that was a little more commercial.
I have
Is
that
that-
like Mercury Broadway album they did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But again, it just showed you how integral Blue Note was. They were just about the music. They weren't really thinking about the money side and making business decisions. They're just like, yeah, let's record this today, and it was always just about the music and the art.
Yeah, they had an artistic concept, that's for sure. Cover.
As the guy who has
music,
the Canon,
sound.
all the discographies, all these labels, I can tell you there's no other labels that's close to having 200-300 releases in a row of new material, and all of them being kind of classic titles. No other label is close in that regard.
No, that's true.
Every other label has greatest hits mixed in there, and label samplers in there, and holiday records mixed in there, and just all kinds of kind of filler stuff. And
It's just bad shit too mixed in there, right? Like,
yeah,
I
to
mean,
some degree, again, everyone can play at this point, but there's
Right.
still lesser stuff for sure. And if you're in those old Penguin jazz guides in the CDR, those books, all that Blue Note Canon stuff is getting 3.5 out of 4 stars, 4 out of 4 stars, release after release after release. It's nuts, man.
It is.
It's pretty highly esteemed stuff by the critics.
So Jeffrey has a question here. Do you think they'll make another press of the Lee Morgan Live at the Lighthouse box or distribute it regularly?
No.
There's
no.
no way, right?
No way. Based on how this Bill Evans box has come out, and you have one of the best pressing plans do it,
Yeah.
it's too much. It's too
It's
much.
hard as hell, man. It's hard to make
Yeah.
those big boxes and not have problems. Like we have,
Especially in today's repressing climate where there's not factories everywhere and it's not the industry standard.
right?
Yeah.
There's 4 of
No.
us on this stream that have that box. You don't have that box, do you, Dan?
No,
No,
I
no,
don't.
no.
I
All
don't.
4 of us have issues where we're having to get replacements, either sleeves or records,
Oh, that-
right?
Yeah, so that's the Lighthouse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that record's like $150 now. It's ridiculous. Like
So
I
percentage
saw
of damage-
that's a double.
myself because I saw it for $60 and I should have bought it.
you should have.
Yeah,
bought
that's a that's not Liberty, that's Blue, but it's Van Gelder. Sounds amazing.
Oh,
And to be honest, I passed on that box. I mean, the pre-sale was not expensive, but it's just too much. I don't have time to listen to all that, and I think this is good enough for me.
The percentage of defective vinyl right now is largely because it's such a boutique industry and there's so few places for it to be done. Back when it was such a major only format for everyone, there was millions of records being printed every day. They could put those box sets together much more efficiently, I think.
Yeah.
And they're all strained. The ones that are in existence are now strained because of the vinyl resurgence.
Right.
Well, there's supposed to be like at least 3 opening in the U.S. within.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Well, you got the Mo-Fi one, right? You got Mo-Fi, Vinyl Me Please, and who else?
Jay-Z's opening one in Tennessee, I thought.
Or Jeezy's opening one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you guys are into podcasts, Rick Rubin has a really nice podcast called The Broken Record. Last week he interviewed Jack White, who has a pressing, and he talks about how the whole, when everything went down, I was coming back, how to get the machines, how things used to work, how things work now. It's very informative. It's not a guessing thing. I think he's explaining really well what's going on right now.
Nice. I think I saw part of that actually.
3 in California. Well,
what's there's the Mo-Fi one. Yeah. What's the other 2?
Yeah, I don't
RTI. RTI is in California, right?
Mo-Fi's in Oxnard. It's about 40 minutes from me.
No, but RTI.
RTI is in Oxnard. It's Calabasas.
Also.
They're gonna be not far from each other.
Yeah. It's in Calabasas.
I believe so. Yeah, I think it's Calabasas. It could be Camarillo. They're right near each other.
I was trying to come up with a Kardashians joke, but I've already had 3 beers, so it didn't work. Never mind.
All right.
I got a laugh from a non-joke.
There's also United, right? United.
I don't know.
Oh, that's the one in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's the horrible. No, the United is in Tennessee, but it's horrible. I got the new cake repress, and it's shit.
What's the one in New Jersey?
And I forget. It's but they're horrible too. Yeah.
I'm gonna sign out here in a minute, guys. Let me ask you one question, all of you guys. Tell me your favorite blues player. For me, it's Lightning Hopkins.
I like Lightning. I like Memphis Slim a lot too.
I love Memphis too. Yeah.
Well, considering that the most I have is Lightning Hopkins, I'll have to say Lightning Hopkins.
Lightning's great.
I like Willie Dixon.
Blues player.
Willie Dixon, great choice. Yeah. Although he doesn't record a lot under his own name.
Yeah, Rainbow is trash. You say you're gonna sign off?
Yeah, here in a second. Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Well, it's been really cool to have you on here, and you should come join us again. We do this.
Yeah.
I'd love to join you guys again, man. Let me know.
It was really great. Yes.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'd love to join you whenever, guys. Message me when you want me to join. I'll be happy to do it.
Absolutely.
Every Fridays.
All right, hit me up next week if you guys want. I'd love to chat some more.
Okay, cool,
Sounds
man.
good. Thanks so much, Dan.
Thank you so much.
Have a great night, guys. Peace.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Later.
Good luck with everything.
So I just cracked open one of these. You want to see something cool?
Oh, fuck yeah. Let's see it. Hang on. Hang on. Before we get there, hang on. Rainbow closed, and they were the worst. Right?
Yeah. Well, the one in New Jersey, I think, is the worst.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll look it up after I show you what's cool. This is cool, right? Look at the sleeves. For a cheap record.
Fucking cheap
record. Yeah.
I wonder where they were pressed at.
Independent. That's what it's called.
Yeah, they're one of the funniest. We should do a thing where you should copy down the funniest comments you see on Discogs.
Yeah. And
one I remember is, "That's a half hour from where I live. I think I'm going to go run my car right through the gate and crash it into the building." I saw that on Discogs. And the other one was I think a Sam Rivers, the Blue Note reissue series, twofer. Mm-hmm. Some guy goes, "This is for pretentious poppycock," or something like that. I love stuff like that on Discogs.
I can't remember if I have that one or not. People on Discogs are crazy.
But that's cool. They kind of, they put their own little thing on it.
What does it say? Gotta Groove Records?
Yeah, so it's real gone music, but that's good that they use the nice sleeves for a $12 record. Come on.
Yeah,
everyone can't do this.
Oh no!
I mean, this list for $20.
Yeah,
you're telling me that they can make this for $20 and use a good inner sleeve?
Yeah,
It's so, and there's probably like 2 or 3 OJCs that are pressed at QRP. They use their inner sleeves. It's silly.
Mm-hmm.
MPO. I haven't heard of MPO. Where are they at, Zeb? Does it have a made in whatever sticker on the back of those records, Rob? Or are they made in America, you think?
It says no. I mean, they're using mostly the old stuff. Oh, but you know what? Here, they have cool, and this too. Come on, really? A nice insert
Yeah.
for $20? Come on.
I'll have to order the other 7 that I didn't get.
Well, listen to him first.
I will. I did.
What else
Maybe
you guys
don't do
got?
that.
This is one I got for pretty
Hang on,
cheap.
let's see what this is.
I
What's
love
this?
that. That album is. That's what I was talking about. That album was, what is it, 1955?
58, I think.
58? That is an avant-garde jazz album. If
Yeah,
you have not
that's
heard that album is magnificent. And every
it's
time
on
I
the
find one, it's beat up. Is that in
That's
clean
nice.
condition?
It's not. It's mostly paper scuffing. I
What's
need
it
to clean
called?
You can't find a clean version of that album. That needs to be repressed. I know there's a European ripoff one, but that's World Blue Note
Pacific,
should
yeah.
make that a tone poet. That should be a tone poet tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you hear me,
Joe
Joe?
Harley up, man? Tell him.
I know Joe Harley watches this. Make that a tone poet, please.
Joe Harley watches this. That would be freaking amazing. I don't know if he watches this or not. That would
Please
be.
make that a tone. Felipe, that album is so good.
I'll definitely get one. So here's my.
Just wait. Never mind. Go ahead.
All right. So 2 more things I got this week. $20. I went to my local store, both of them, $10 each. I had pre-ordered the Craft. I canceled my order because I found an OG stereo near Mint.
What is it? I was trying to buy this record, but I couldn't find a good copy. Oh yeah. Let's talk about that. So that's a weird one for them to do a freaking small batch for, right?
No,
It's weird, but it's a really good record. But
I can tell you why it's not a bad one for them to do.
I'm saying it's bad. It's just weird.
Well, I can tell you why it's not weird. What is
Okay.
weird is doing it as a one step and coming out with a 3 LP with 2 different pressings. That's weird.
Yeah,
and
that
2
is
different
weird.
mastering engineers.
Why it's not is I have to think for Kraft, their number 1 selling artist, it's Vince Guaraldi. It's Vince Guaraldi.
That's a good point, man. I didn't think about that.
True, yeah.
So that
all
is
the
a
Charlie
loose.
Brown stuff.
Here's the deal, right? They're only making 1,000 of them, right?
The one
Or
step.
3,000.
Yeah.
1,000. Okay.
3,000.
it's not
3,000. Three.
Okay, they're only making 3,000, which haven't sold out, right? Because you can still get the miles. It's a great advertisement because what happens in 2 months, guys?
Christmas.
What's one of their probably their number 1 selling album?
Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown Christmas for sure.
Right, and they're coming. Actually, I think they just dropped a Halloween one.
The Halloween. Yeah.
I think
It's
it just
pumpkin shaped. It's a pumpkin shaped record.
I don't know how you buy records, but let's say you go to Kraft and you go there and order the thing, and then there's 5 other Vince Guaraldi albums. I think I'm going to get that. So that's my thought, but it is pretty stupid that they're coming out with 18 other versions of that record.
But do we think the people that are buying the Vince Guaraldi, like the Charlie Brown Christmas record, are going to go in and buy a 1 step of Impressions of Black Orpheus for $100?
Fuck no. Absolutely not, right? There's no fucking way. I don't
Yeah,
get that.
it's a totally different demographic.
Yes.
I mean, Felipe, you bought it and then canceled it, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is a very important record. I think it's a good pick on them.
Yeah.
And actually, this is the first.
Is that the
Bossa
red
Nova.
translucent fantasy?
No,
There's
that's
a lot of
the.
those. Oh, black. Okay, you
That's the stereo. That's the stereo.
Why you gotta
So,
read the red ones, Joe? Come on, man.
This is the actual cornerstone, the foundation for Bossa Nova. So there was this big transition in Brazil, but not the Vince Guaraldi one. The actual, not this one, the Black Orpheus that's in the movie, not this one.
Yeah, the same one. It looks like.
The songs that are in the movie by Luis Bonfa and
But only half of this is
and
that,
Joe Bean.
right?
Yes.
Half of this is that, and the other half is just random shit. It's a good record. Though.
Exactly. Yeah. And another record I had it on CD that I also found an original. It doesn't sound great like the first one, but this is also pretty cool. That's Get Gilberto.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Yeah, that's the second record. Some more contemporary songs compared to. It sounds better than my CD. My CD just sounds banned and horrible. This is 70s, and actually, is of course, Get Gilberto, and that's Gilberto's second wife. It's not Astrud, who is also a singer. She's also a singer. Her brother is like one of the biggest composers, singers in Brazil, Chico Buarque.
Yes.
And she passed like 2 or 3 years ago. She sings really well. She has some records.
Yeah.
She has some records with Tom Jobim, which are also amazing.
The Tom and Liz, is that who you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
It's
I need to get that
stuff.
I don't have that one.
Different stuff. She has 2 records with Jobim. Her name is Miosha.
Okay.
So Miosha and Jobim 1 and 2. Great records. Great records. And I think on Brazil is on Philips label.
Yeah. What do you think about this one, Felipe? Tell us about this record.
That's the real deal.
It's great.
That's the real deal. It's an European release of Fontana.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was the soundtrack to the movie.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing.
So this movie introduced Bossa Nova to Europe, and it was actually the Kickstarter for everything. And then Get Gilberto was just like a culmination of a process.
It's this weird blue Fontana label in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
This is
really
amazing.
interesting to listen to this and then to listen to Vince's version.
Wow.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah, I went to an estate sale and found a ton of cassettes. So
nice.
What do we get? What do we? So there's a cassette. What do you have there, Joe?
That's
You're
a
muted,
great one.
I don't know why you're muted.
Is that a 7-inch?
yeah, I have that. That's actually a good album. That's a live album. That's really good.
That's very, very good.
This is a 7-inch jukebox, but it's
So
a 33.
What's
It's a
in there?
33. So it's got 3 tracks on each side, which is interesting. It's like not a 45.
Bizarre.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty cool though. And it was in,
That's so
it's in
cool.
beautiful
Yeah.
shape.
So most of so in Brazil, the 7 inches, they usually were not 45. They were 33. So they would have like 2 songs per side.
Yeah, you get more stuff that way.
It came complete.
The red fantasy records are noisy. I mean, that makes sense to me actually. Oh wow, it's got the little things. Hang on, let's look at that. That's freaking cool.
That's nice.
The jukebox
Now,
tab.
What
Joe, you
jukebox
have
can play 33s
go
though?
buy a
Like,
jukebox, man. Go buy a jukebox.
I have one.
No.
I've got one that my dad passed away this year, and there's one sitting in his house still. But it doesn't quite work. He had it working, but it like reeks of cigarettes really badly. So I don't know.
But at 33, I mean, you'd have to have all 33s, right?
I mean, unless there's some jukebox where you could switch it or something, I guess.
Hey, Josh D, do you have a Whole Foods near you? Just have all your shit sent to those lockers now. If they're not delivering them, that's what I'll do.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So,
Kevin, one second. Kevin's been hearing about Black Orpheus Fears, but never heard any to stream. Think about buying, but don't want the extras. Yeah. I mean, Kevin, let's stream the record. If you like it, just go buy an OG or a reissue. They're cheap.
Well, what I'm not seeing all the people showing is the one I have, which is the mono version with the red label.
That's fair. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, no one showed. And that's funny. If you're going to put a 3-disc out, why not make the mono version one of them?
Yep.
You know?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That is weird.
Yeah.
Come on. I should be working for Kraft.
Well, somebody needs to work for Kraft because that relaxing one step was the stupidest thing they could have picked.
Yeah. So
no, they picked up Black Orpheus, dude.
So before that, the one right before it, like Analog Productions was fixing to reissue the Prestige. That's going to sound just as good as that one step. Why the hell would I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So just wrapping up the week, got 2 more Music Matters. I posted them this week. The little Johnny C.
Who is that?
Stuff is Johnny Cole. Yeah, Johnny Cole.
Oh, Henderson. Oh shit. Nice.
This is an amazing record. He didn't record much. He actually had vitiligo. See?
Oh yeah.
They kind of blurred the cover picture.
That's really cool.
And this one is a killer one. One Step Beyond.
Oh, madness.
This record is so good. It's much better. So these are two records he recorded with this lineup, including Bobby Hutcherson, Tony Williams. The other one is Destination Out, but I like this one much better.
Damn it.
The cover is kind of weird, but I really like the music here. It's really, really, really good.
Yeah, what's he doing on that cover? Is he trying to like grab the power lines and see how it feels?
Yeah, I think he's volunteer here in Florida to fix the power lines.
Yeah, that's
Well,
weird.
you know what? There's a great 20-minute documentary about him on YouTube.
Yeah.
I suggest people watch it. Yeah, because it was right around the point where he started teaching, I think, at University of Bridgeport.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, at a certain point in his life. It's very interesting. But it's for 20 minutes, you learn all about him.
He had some really great input on the Ken Burns jazz documentary, too, especially that stuff.
I was actually listening to this one earlier today. It's also Jack McLean, The New and Old Gospel. You guys have this one?
Yeah, that's in the Ornette Coleman box. I would really like to get that as a separate album.
Yeah.
Just buy the box, man. It's great.
Nah.
Hey, you know what? Can you do this for me, Chris?
Yeah.
I have Ornette Coleman twins, but I would like that album. I don't feel like I should get that box to get that album.
No, you should not. But what you should get if you want to get an Ornette Coleman box is that contemporary.
Listen, man. Who taught you how to talk that way?
What do you mean?
I have that one. I have those two guys, and it's good enough for me.
Oh, that's all you need. The rest of them are shit, dude. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yes. How come it's blue or green or whatever?
Listen, because I've been trying to fix this, and supposedly all I can find is the light that my screen emits back, reflected back into the thing, is causing the color problems. So get the green version of this. It's much better than the blue.
That's fair. Oh, so Josh figured out what the record we're all buying is. It's Johnny Hammond Smith Gears from Crash.
That's a killer one. I really like it, Josh.
Order the Herbie Hancock Death Wish soundtrack like I just did.
Dude, I want that. Did you watch those movies back in the day, like as a kid or anything?
Okay, there's a cameo of one of the thugs that murders his wife and daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very famous actor now.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
right.
true.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad rented like Death Wish 2 or something one time on VHS and let me watch it when I was like 9.
The best line in Death Wish 2 is the guy has a cross and he goes, "And you believe in Jesus?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, meet him." Even the shitty Canon films, the last 2 or 3, actually Canon produced 2.
Okay.
But 2 was good. 2 brought back the original director. But the even the horrible ones are awesome. Like the last one, he murders like 500 people. It's awesome.
I looked up the hand cannon he had, the Wilty or whatever it was, that gun that he ordered special and all that. I looked up those years ago. Thinking about buying one. They're total pieces of shit. Apparently, it was like complete garbage.
They just look good on camera. Well, here's an interesting thing to do to talk about, because I've been kind of searching for jazz soundtracks that are jazz, not particularly movies about jazz. So I got into, because I got that Mal Waldron, the one he did. It's somewhere over here somewhere, but the Herbie Hancock. My mind's like the French, huh?
The one you just ordered.
No, that's Death Wish. He did the one with the Yardbirds are on it. But I'm looking for stuff like that. And there's a lot of it. There's a Chico Hamilton one, Sweet Small Success. I think that's Chico Hamilton. I'm into getting these jazz.
That's cool. That's a good idea. I like soundtrack records anyway. That's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
You know what?
The new Fletch movie, Blue Note did the soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
It's all Blue Note songs. Yeah.
You know what I figured out too, Rob, is that the RSD soundtracks, like if they're RSD first, you cannot go wrong with just buying one to flip it. Like I've sold like 5 of them. I've sold a
Of
bunch
which
of
one? Of which one?
Oh, fuck,
The stream turning into Boomer Scalper 101.
It is Boomer
Well,
Scalper
well,
101.
look, like the Boomer Scalper is going into a store and knowing they've mispriced an album in there, somewhere in there.
Right.
But I've been looking for Anatomy of a Murder, Duke Ellington. I found one the other day, but it had just minimal scratches on it, and I don't want to. Yeah, blow up. Thank you, John.
Doesn't
That's the
Vinyl Me
Herbie
Please has one? I think Vinyl Me Please has one, right? No, doesn't Vinyl Me Please have one?
They might.
Oh no,
have
they
done
have. I think they have Vertigo. I think no, either one. I don't remember.
No, I guess Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was one that I bought and sold
Oh,
recently. So I bought it at
Well,
record store day. I didn't care for it that
The
much.
problem with going into record store day to get something, you have a very small window if you're going to try and flip it, because usually a month later, there are plenty of copies to get.
No, that's true.
It
like
depends too.
2 years ago,
Some
man.
things.
This one was like 2 years ago. I paid $25 for it. And I sold it for $60.
Well, like the one, like the Cake box set, which came out for a record store day,
yeah.
and now is like almost $2,000 box.
Don't want to talk about that because I have.
But I feel like over the last 3 years, they're pressing a lot more of the RSD releases now.
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost
Around
market
Midnight. That's a
saturation.
good recommendation, Kevin. Have y'all seen this movie? If you haven't, you should.
Oh, it's really good. Yeah.
Watch it. It's Dexter Gordon. He's playing. He's playing a jazz musician who goes over to Europe and plays there, and it's basically based on Bud Powell and Lester Young. It's like a kind of a mashup between those two guys. Did we lose Rob, or is he just like super interested in what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Super interested.
Yeah. Also, this record store day here, I bought. It was kind of hard to get, but it's the only recording of this song.
What does that have to do with what I was saying? Come on, man. That's awesome. Oh, you bought that at record store day?
Yes.
Is it like $150 now or something too?
I think it's something like 200 or whatever it's numbered.
Oh no, Rob disappeared. Yeah, Around Midnight's a great movie though. I bought there's a someone in the jazz vinyl lovers group on Facebook talked about the Criterion Blu-ray, and I bought it. It's fucking great. Also, if you like Dexter Gordon, which if you don't, please never tell me that because that would be sad. His wife, his last wife, when he passed away, she put out a book of autobiography, kind of an autobiography of his in 2018. I just finished reading that on Audible. It's fucking great. So, and it really, because Dexter he was one of those guys that went over to Europe to escape all the racism and bullshit for 15 years, right? And it goes real deep into all that. Like him, I think Kenny Clark, sorry, I'm a little inebriated. Kenny Clark or Kenny Drew, I don't remember which one was
Kenny Clark, yeah.
Kenny Clark.
I mean, Art Taylor, right? He recorded like 3 records and he fled to Europe, pretty much.
Who?
Art Taylor.
Art Taylor, yeah. I mean, hell, I would have too.
He got those 2 on Prestige, won a Blue Note, and then he went to Europe till like the mid-'80s.
Chico Hamilton, my local shop. Oh, the wax is back. Let me add him back.
Wow.
So, you know what's funny is the Jazz Label Challenge that we did that so many people have done, which has been awesome. A lot of people show those Chico records, the Impulse records.
The input,
right?
Yeah.
I have, I have a ton right here.
So those are some good ones to look for, Lucky. They're easy to find too, generally.
They're easy to find, and usually they're in pretty good shape.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a bunch.
Kevin says the soundtracks of Spike Lee, She's Gotta Have It, and the score to Do the Right Thing are great. That makes sense. You know, a soundtrack I wish they would release, and I've almost spent $800 on this fucking record, was the Dead. You remember that movie Dead Presidents?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they put a vinyl version of it like in the 90s. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see these real quick. You're showing them too fast. You're not even big. Come on, man. Which one is that?
Greatest
Great
Hits.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
You gotta stop stealing your neighbor's internet. This is pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. That was quick. Dude, I have that one. I don't like that one, man. I don't like the cover on that one. How about that?
Yeah, it's creepy.
Fucking creepy.
Oh no, I mean here's one like their Pacific Jazz. They got a reissue.
Nice.
Nice.
But this is an ugly cover. Who the hell is that guy? I'm just telling you.
I don't know. It's not as bad as that other one. Chico's like fucking LSD'd out, fucking close up.
No, I got a bunch.
The Chico, whatever the fuck. That's a good one.
Yeah, the
The
purple
one
and
where he
yellow
looks like a fucking
bands.
vampire is a cool one.
Oh yeah.
But the part where he has Charles Lloyd and Garber Sasbo in the band.
Garber Zasbo.
Gabor Sabo. Oh man,
Who can any of us pull off this look?
that's
Fuck no, dude,
actually a really good record.
work, man. That's
Oh,
what I was
man.
talking about. Yeah, that's great. El Chico.
Chico.
I picked this up. Was pretty happy about that one. That fine.
Yeah, let's see it. Oh, cool.
Now
have
I
any of
don't
his-
know. I don't really know him. There is one of his albums that's on Vinyl Me Please right now. Has anyone gotten any of those?
He's also he's
No.
very influential in the Jazz is Dead series.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys familiar with those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's produced a few of those, and I think he's has a few that he stars on.
No, are those just like mashups of like techno and jazz?
I mean, I'm not the expert. I don't own any of them, but I'm not sure.
Okay, we're all stupid. I mean, we're talking about jazz movie soundtracks. The Miles Davis Elevator to the Gallows. Yeah, that's probably the best one, right?
Yeah.
I have a one that Art Blakey did.
Okay.
Another jazz, a French movie.
Okay.
I have that one. It's a Japanese.
Oh
press.
yeah.
Is it better
Yeah.
than the Miles one though?
It's longer. It's a 12-inch.
Okay, that's fair.
Then there's the Monk. Actually, here's a little known thing.
Oh.
Okay, the cheapest Sam record you can get is that the single disc version of that Monk. It's Dangerous Liaisons, I
Really?
think.
Right.
It's
Uh-huh.
yeah, I got it for brand new seal for $14, but I think it lists for under 25. And I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know how he's distributing it, but I think it's being distributed. It's a Sam record, but he's not distributing it, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
I highly recommend getting that because it's very affordable. And I think what they did is he re-recorded a lot of his songs for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great album. Highly recommend it.
So somebody said Vinyl Me Please. Did anybody get The Shape of Jazz to come this month? That's
Yeah.
coming?
Yes.
Yeah.
'Cause
yeah,
it's mono.
Mine comes tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then next
'Cause you're-
month is
you're
Our
nearby.
People from Miles Davis. Did y'all know that record at all?
It's an early 80s album. It's not regarded as one of his better.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. What do you think of
Is that
it?
any good?
I like
Okay.
it. I mean, I kind of dig it. I mean, I don't listen to them every day, but I like this Miles 80 stuff.
All right.
Wait. Is the version you have there a double record, Felipe?
No, it's a simple. It's the original one.
So, but the one that's coming for Vinyl Me Please is a double album. So what's
Nice.
all
Not
the
sure
extra shit on it?
Maybe they put extra there. Yeah.
They're all doubles.
Did
next
you
month.
say? Did you say Shape to Come is mono?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Vinyl
the
Me
I
Please.
wasn't going to get it because I have the Bernie Grubman
The org.
2010 one, which I got for Acoustic Sounds was selling it for $16 for forever.
That's the double 45 org music one.
No. This was a Rhino reissue from 2010. And they had new copies up until last year. And that thing sounds great, but it's stereo. I didn't. Vinyl Me Please wasn't doing a good job of saying, oh, it's the mono version. You had to go in and read the thing. So I'm getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have the org double 45. So
I mean, I don't know if
planned
you-
on
I mean,
passing, but
There's
I've never heard
what
the
else?
record. I mean, I'm curious to hear it and see if I like it enough
It's,
to get. the whole
you've
record.
never heard
probably-
Shape of Jazz to Come?
No, I don't.
Really?
No, so
don't
like
have it.
big jazz records that I don't listen to them until I can buy them. Usually, like I never heard Blue Train until last month.
Really?
No,
What? Who are you?
I'm a fucking jazz bum, man. I want to have the real experience. Okay.
All I'll say is this: is that
He wants Joe Harley's man juice.
That's
all
who.
Yeah,
over his-
Why you gotta
as
say it
far
like
as
that?
as far as Ornette Coleman getting a little crazy, it's a very listenable album.
Yeah.
That's
you
cool.
know.
I mean, I love those contemporary records, and I like that one with Jackie McLean, and then those two that the two Foxhole records or whatever. So they're called Fox. I don't know whatever they're called. The ones that Golden Circle, I guess.
The live albums.
Yeah, I like those two.
Yeah,
The rest of them were not my cup of tea, man. The Foxhole one I hated.
Yeah, Golden Circle, yeah.
Like whenever he starts playing violin and his kids playing drums and shit, I'm just out.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Sorry, I can't stand that shit. If I want to listen to kind of avant-garde shit, I love Eric Dolphy instead.
Yeah.
What
I love
about
all
this?
his shit.
Yeah, and her. And I'm on an Alice Coltrane venture to get her all her stuff.
Really?
Okay.
Do you have this one?
I do not have that one. There's the one there's a Speaker's Corner one that's available now, but I really want Pata or whatever you say, whatever it's called. So,
The Verve by request.
I went to an estate sale where they advertise these. When here's a key about estate sales: whenever they show pictures of the records, that means they're going to try and charge you a shitload of money for them.
Right.
But they put that album there, and as I walked up to the estate sale, a woman had it in her hand.
Damn it!
And even in shitty condition, that record's a $200 or $300 record. But now
Rob,
that
can you address this question? I think you know about this.
Has anyone compared? Okay, so here's the deal. I've had that. The difference, and I actually sold the OJC for a lot of money. It was surprising to me. I bought it for $15, sealed. The difference is it's on 140 gram vinyl, but it sounds really good. But I'll lean towards the Analog Productions one, but it's close. If you can get them,
they're the same price basically, right?
Well,
I think
no,
because
technically the OJC is not out of print. So you should, whenever things go back to normal, they should be pressing more of those.
That should be on craft, right?
Yeah, but if you find one in the wild for $20, buy it and sell it and buy the other one.
Yeah. You know why? Here's the difference. Unlike the saxophone Colossus, here I'll pull it out because the one they did is on. I 45, I don't know right? The difference. Let me pull both of them out.
Oh, the saxophone Colossus was pressed to QRP. That one.
No, he's talking. Well, there's an OJC sax Colossus that was pressed from the same.
Kevin Gray, Steve Hoffman,
Kevin Gray,
right?
Okay,
and it was pressed to QRP.
That's a QRP one. That was different.
This is the green one. No, it's blue. But here, there is no difference. The cover is a hard cardboard.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right.
There's literally not. I don't know the difference. They're both Kevin Gray cuts.
No, there's no difference. I mean, Mike has that one too.
But I have both.
What I was talking about is that Kevin Gray, Steve Hoffman, from when they were at DCC or whatever the hell it was back in the day, in the 90s or something, right?
Yeah.
Newberry put out a copy of that, and I just sold that one for like $35, which I don't know why anybody's buying those OJCs when you buy the.
I will say, I think I have my is 200 gram, or was it 1/8?
Whatever, yeah.
Well,
but it's very confusing with the prestige ones.
I bought this off of Amazon for $21.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah,
that's nicer than the one I was even talking about. I mean, that one's a really, really nice copy.
Yeah.
So you didn't get the new one?
I have both of these.
Okay. And they're the same? Yeah. Are they the same matrix numbers?
No, because that was put out by Analog Productions. This was put out by Kraft.
Yeah, but he was wondering if the plates were the same.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the ultimate question.
I don't think so because of the mastering, right? No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, know what? I think the Analog Productions was done before this one. No?
Oh, maybe so. I don't know.
That's
Mike, when Mike watches this,
yes, I think the Analog Productions like 2014. I think.
Yeah, this was done. They don't have the number on the thing.
Yeah.
But this is nice.
Yeah, I got this one here. It's really good. I like it.
What is that, Japanese saxophone?
Yeah, it's on the Prestige 50 series.
But all the singing's in Japanese on that one.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the green cover, which.
No. So that's the real deal.
The green cover is also. It tastes like lime.
Yeah. Yeah, Notes and Tones. I bought that about a year ago.
This one has a green cover. This one has a green cover.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
You know, okay, here's where I'm kicking myself, okay? When I first went to Music Matters, that was
75.
95 bucks. 75? And
It's
then it just shot up.
now.
What is it now? How much is it?
124.99.
Yeah, it's
I ain't buying
ridiculous.
that. I ain't paying that.
Here's the thing that I would love for Blue Note to do, a Sonny Rollins box, right?
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
here's what I highly suggest people get is there's a couple of the twofers with Sonny Rollins that seem to have all the Live at the Village Vanguard stuff.
Ooh, like this kind of stuff here.
Well, those
one
are
of
the
these, not all these. Yeah.
Those are prestige. I'm talking his Blue Note stuff.
Okay, I know.
So this, here's one thing if you want to run out and get this album, let me pull out all my stupid. See if I have it here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to answer a question real quick. So, Lucky's anyone? No, not that one. Sorry. Isn't Gray Huffman scratched out? So on the Sax Colossus OJC I had, yes, the Gray and Huffman was scratched out, but it was obviously the same metalwork.
Damn it!
I have a Hank Mobley DMM. Sounds great.
Okay.
What's the name of it?
This album will blow your mind. This is more stuff from. There is, I don't know, is 12 or 15 minutes of him by himself. It literally sounds like he's in the room with you. This is so well recorded. And the fact that it wasn't on the original two, I have a digital copy of his both the albums, Live at the Village Vanguard. That sounds pretty good, but this stuff on here is just crazy good.
Yeah.
I think you should do a rebrand and be the two for scalper.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think you should mind your own business.
I think they're probably these guys here, right, Rob? These guys here. Most of it.
So I had a 75th that sounded pretty good.
And this guy.
Not that one, the other one.
Yeah.
And I sold it because there's another Blue Note twofer that's a comp of both of those. Doesn't have every single song.
Right.
But they need to issue those. Or those music.
Yeah.
They need to do it. I think doing those as a classic is disrespectful to Sonny Rollins.
Well, they're not going to do them as a tone poem, man. They came out on
I think that's dumb.
Nuke's time deserves it. I think out of this batch here, the one I like the most is Nuke's time. It just has the
but it's
sound
not
of
Blue
it.
Train, right? I think they're going to do that like once a year or something. I don't know.
You think he deserves? Like, how old is he now? Is he 93?
Sonny Rollins.
I think he cares about these reissues, man.
Yeah, I think it's 92, 92 or 3.
92. While he's still alive, put out a Sonny Rollins box, Blue Note.
I know he's going to be on our show next Friday, right?
Who's Sonny Rollins?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we'll get him out. Here's a question: $30 for a 1965 French contemporary pressing of Sonny Rollins, and the contemporary leaders are a $20 OJC.
No, neither, Jeffrey. It's coming out as the part of the contemporary reissue series.
Is it?
In fact, what's the when they were doing the thing with Donald Fagen?
Yeah.
He lets slip. He said in the video, we were doing Way Out West and contemporary leaders.
Okay, cool. I didn't realize you said the second one. That makes sense then. Yeah.
Although I will tell you something, Jeffrey, that OJC is the best sounding OJC I've owned.
Nice.
If you
don't want to wait, get that.
He's my favorite player, Sonny Rollins. But I'll tell you, Billy Harper is becoming a close second. Those two guys play with such power. I mean, I'll offer the sax players where you hear him taking a breath. But Sonny Rollins is just, he could kill you with his playing. That's how strong of a player he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dexter's my favorite tenor guy.
And on the contemporary, well, Dexter's more.
I got this one a couple weeks ago.
That's a great record.
That's the
OJC or-
that's the one. No, that's the original. And I didn't pay much more. I paid like less than 100 for that. Like
Now
60.
there's the song on there where he's just him playing. It sounds like he's in your living room with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I love Sonny. I mean, Saxophone Colossus may be my favorite jazz record. I don't know. That record's fucking amazing.
Matthew, I think the Contemporary Leaders one sounds just a hair better than Way Out West. But I can't wait till both of those come out. I hope they release them at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been super blown away by the
No,
theories
that's
so
not
far,
Way Out
honestly. You know? The
Well,
Contemporary series. I bought them all, and they're all good, but like...
Did you get
Yeah,
the
they-
Art Pepper? Did you get the
Yeah.
Art Pepper Record Store Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I like
That
that one.
sounds fantastic.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, I think the Art Peppers were definitely the.
I mean, the
They
poll
should put out
winners are
this one. They should
boring
put out
titles.
this
It's a
one.
good record,
That
man. I
stuff
love
is
the
good.
record. Yes.
That's killer. They
Yeah.
should put out this one.
I love the theme from the Partridge
picked-
Family on that record.
Yeah, it's great.
This is a pretty recent pickup. Have you seen this one, Felipe?
Let's see.
Oh no.
Savoy. Oh, nice. Shorty Rogers.
That's
I have
so
to-
nice.
Man.
I haven't gotten
love,
into Jimmy.
I love Jimmy Joffrey.
Griffin.
I love Jimmy Joffrey, and I mean it's
Who else
super
plays the
cool.
clarinet?
Oh, that's
And
gorgeous.
who else plays the clarinet in like post bop stuff?
I mean, Jimmy Joffrey. Really, to me, is
One. Mm.
he's like one of the real early avant-garde guys. Like he was
Okay.
doing stuff way ahead of his time. There's a record called Western Suite with a cactus on the front that I've been searching for a while on. It's a pretty expensive record and not many available, but
I dare
yeah,
you.
I really like Jimmy Joffrey.
I think they should do a Sonny Rollins box. That's all I'm saying.
That would be freaking dope, man. It was weird they picked an Ornette box, right?
No, because I mean I don't know what their thinking is. He's not for everybody.
Maybe it's just
You
like
know,
we're
I
just gonna get it over with and get it done. I don't know.
Maybe
But
that's
no,
it. Put a package. That's it. We're
No,
done.
Well, here-
see, I think he has a special place in Joe Harley's heart from what I've seen in some of the interviews of
That's
Joe
fair.
Harley.
There's
I
a where
think
there's
that's a function of him pressing what he wants to what he wants.
there's a warehouse with 1,000 Ornette Coleman box in it. I'm waiting for that box to come down to $50.
That ain't gonna happen. But I could see you getting it for 100, 125 maybe.
If it comes down to 100, I really just want that. I don't mind to have those two live albums, but I want the Jackie McLean album.
that record was good.
I did pick up I'm going tomorrow to that same guy. He asked me to come back. The collection where I got all these jazz records. I got that Joe Henderson and the Hampton Hawes and the Chet Baker. He has 2 records he's trying to sell me. So there's a Duke Pearson that's kind of messed up, but even messed up, it's a $300 record.
Oh wow.
And then he has a Nathan Davis record that's $200.
Yeah.
But
I think the 3 Sonny Rollins are Music Matters 1, 2, and Nuke's Time.
Yeah. Another 2. This is a good comment. I'll take Milestone, Joe Henderson reissues over anything else. I agree with that actually.
Yeah.
Like Tetragon, I think is one of them. Those records are amazing. I don't have them.
But
Oh, yeah.
technically,
Power to the
okay, so
people.
technically, I don't know how Joe Harley thinks. He has Blue Notes and Pacific Jazz and the Solid State. I don't think the Milestone are part of that. I think they're all more.
Milestone's Riverside, which is Kraft. So Kraft would have to reissue these.
No. The 70s Joe Henderson records are Milestone. They were on that label.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Milestones.
Yeah.
Milestone's
Yeah,
Riverside.
No. The Riverside stuff. I don't even know if Joe Henderson did a Riverside record, but in the 70s,
No.
his records were coming out on Milestone.
I know. But my point
Right,
is,
but Milestone's owned by
Riverside-
Concord. which is-
Yeah,
Milestone's owned by
or
Concord.
crap. Well, they did
Keep
the.
News- hang on. Orange Keep News owned Riverside. He went tits up and renamed it Milestone. That's where Milestone came from originally.
Okay.
That's why all that Bill Evans, those Bill Evans papers are on Milestone.
Yeah, Kraft reissued that Joe Henderson.
The one with Alice
Uh,
Coltrane. I
Yeah,
have
the
that.
jazz dispense. I think it was a jazz
You're right.
dispensary.
But here, I'll show you another one I have, wherever that cover is.
That's a good
The one I picked up from this Jack.
Oh yeah,
Jazz.
dude.
Jack D.
That's a
DeMare.
killer. That's a killer one.
What's the dealio on the MMJ website? Are some of these getting represses? Are they?
No. So here's the official word. They changed the nomenclature from out of stock to sold out or out of print because of those glitches on the website, where people are actually being able to add stuff to the cart and accidentally buying it for glitches in the system. So if they change the system to out of print or sold out, this doesn't happen. That's why they changed it.
Yeah, they're done basically, right?
Yeah, they're not repressing.
Yeah,
for sure. That's a done deal. So buy now or cry later, or buy and then don't cry.
Maybe Don Was will buy out all the plating, all the metalwork.
a Cecil Taylor Tone Poet box set, that would be pretty amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Would never happen, but would be amazing.
Nicole has more jazz knowledge than all of us put together, I'm pretty sure, and her jazz IQ is kind of through the roof because she's recommended some things to me, and I've checked them out, and I am just not at that level yet, I don't think. Her setup's amazing too. Y'all should follow her on Instagram. She posts a lot of really cool records. Harry, you and everyone else except for Felipe is waiting for that record to be repressed.
It will be repressed.
Mike has that record too. But yeah,
That would be a viewer.
I'm expecting to like have some really crazy shit happen when I listen to that record with all the hype.
Or we could just step in shit like Felipe did and just get Nigeria and Chet Baker sings.
Yeah, exactly.
There's actually a nice one. Where is that? That I got. But no, here's some other cool stuff too. I like these two records here that I have.
What do we got here? Oh shit! Let's see
This
that.
is the green label. That's the
Groovin',
Groovin'.
huh? That's nice.
That's an amazing one. That's an amazing record. And Smoking. Prestige Green. They sound amazing.
I like
great
those
music.
green label stuff, man. I've got like 10 of them. They sound pretty good, man.
I like them, yeah.
Yeah.
So this one, for example, is Chet Baker, George Coleman, Kirk Lightsey, Kerma Wright, Roy Brooks.
Do y'all have any of the later Dexter Gordon stuff on Prestige?
Yeah, I have one that I'm selling. I have one that I'm selling that I got as part of this collection.
Which one?
I'm trying to find them. There's so much shit around here. Driving me mentally insane.
Josh D, you're going to have to tell me what you're talking about because I'm too drunk to know what you mean by who, Chris.
Yeah. And whoever is looking for Chet Baker Sings, this record has those songs and some more.
What label is that on?
World Pacific Jazz.
Yeah.
World Pacific.
Yeah, he had a in there, man.
Yeah. Electronically re-recorded to simulate stereo. Don't know what they did here. But you just push the mono button on your system. It sounds great.
Hey, Chris, I have something here that I think you might want.
Okay. Is it a Dead President soundtrack? Rush Hour. Ooh.
But wait.
Blood spatter on it?
Is that
on the poly?
This is a wait. Before you shit your pants. This is a promo. It didn't come with a cover, and it's the clean version.
No thanks.
You don't want it?
I don't want the clean version. No.
Well, it's a double. It's 2 discs. It's come on. It's free. You're turning on something that's free.
Oh, free? Sure.
Look at the words. Wait, Chris. Look at the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Yes, free. Yes, awesome. I'm all
Kenny
in.
Durham. I'll send you my Kenny Durham sings.
Is that real?
No.
Okay. Man, this hazy IPA is pretty good.
I do have an album. Chet Baker Makes Potato Salad. Does anyone want it?
Dude, I showed that Chet Baker. There's a couple of them on Tidal Waves, I think, that they reissued. Like they're like late 80s stuff.
Oh no, it just came out recently. It's not a good record.
Bullshit. Which one? There's 2 of them. One of them sucks.
It's a drawing of him on the cover.
Yeah, one of them is better than the other one. So let me find them.
I just ordered from Amazon UK the Barney Weiland double music on vinyl because they're reissuing all these timeless ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's called French Movies. So it's him doing all French movie soundtrack songs.
Right.
That comes out at the end of the month. That one is killer.
What other timeless reissues did you get, Waxed?
I have the best one is a double Archie Shep. The Bill Evans one I didn't get because it's not a good recording.
Did you get any of the Pharoah Sanders?
I wanted to get the Africa one, the double. Did you get that? I didn't want to get the other one.
Rebellion, which I really liked. That was the one with it's like Cedar Walton, Sam Jones, Billy Higgins.
I don't know, but I think they're slowly releasing all of them.
Yeah, Rob, you have an opportunity here to tell Josh D about what he just said here.
What did Josh D just say?
I haven't been live this whole time. What an idiot.
I think that can just go. That can just.
Let's just
let it lay. Just let it lay.
Wait. Hold on. I'd like to diagnose this comment. Does that mean somehow his stream he backed it up and he's watching it in the past?
Yes, he's like in the past. Yeah.
So if you push pause on YouTube, you don't catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
Live.
Because often my direction to Harry is hit refresh on your browser.
Yeah, no shit.
But you know what would have been cool? Here's what would have been cool. If somehow Chris goes, hey, Chet Baker Sings is available on Amazon right now. We bought up all the copies. And then Josh D caught back up with the stream and it sold out.
It sold out. That would be terrible, man. Come on.
That would be awesome.
So Nicole says that she heard from a friend. Hang on. Check this out. She heard from a friend that it's marketing person for Metal from the Chet Baker Sings will be repressed the first quarter of next year. That would be nice.
Well, here's the problem with Nicole. And when I say that, there's no problem with Nicole. Nicole would message me, hey, you should get this record. And then I would look it up, and it would be a $200 record.
Right.
Does anyone need a copy of this?
Hold on.
I have something similar.
I do like those Mulligan team-up records.
Yeah.
That's a different cover.
Nice.
But I like this cover better. Willing to pass this on.
How is the one that you have in your hand? Is it like...
It sounds great. I mean, it sounds...
I'm not a big fan of these covers. Tell me what you're looking for, and I'll trade you a record.
Yeah, or just send me something interesting. I don't care.
Well, I could send you a piece of shit record.
Let me see yours, Felipe.
Mahjong. That sounds amazing.
That's a Johnny Hodges.
Yeah.
Cool.
I bought from the same this with night lights for $1. Same.
I'm gonna school both of you. This is the best team-up record.
Paul Desmond and who? Oh, Jerry Mulligan. That sounds badass. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
This, I think you can get this as a...
Mazzy wants a link. Oh, yes.
Pure Pleasure. I think there's Pure Pleasure currently presses this.
Here you go, Mazzy.
But here, look at that. On that beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very cool. George Coleman is highly underrated, Matthew.
If you want to see the... I believe this is the Pure...
Nice.
Is that the Pure Pleasure?
Pretty sure, yeah.
I mean, I've been happy with all the Pure Pleasure records I've been getting. So.
Yeah.
Are Trio 64 and Trio 65 worth getting? I like 65 better than 64.
65.
Has anyone ordered
64 better for some reason? Not yet.
They're both,
they're both good.
Right?
Yeah.
So
what about that one?
Oh yeah, that's nice.
That's a speaker's point.
Oh, that's a great record, man.
Oh,
I'm taking our approach. All the classics, Stone Poets, Beatles box. Black Friday's coming. I'm gonna go to Target and score them all.
You missed Rob showing us his nipple piercings.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, no, you missed the Jazz Shepherd was here with us, Mazzy. You missed it.
It's true.
He was. Wow.
At the same estate.
Did you talk about the validity of free jazz?
No, we did not. We were going to wait for Fred to show up.
We said we said Mazzy has the hots for your wife.
Him and Fred have history, right? They had some beef at one point in time.
I mean, they had a couple videos.
You think I'm into everyone's wives or daughters? I'm not
that's a nice one.
Mazzy, I don't want to get into this, but we know I have proof on my phone.
Oh, man. How's it going, Mazzy?
It's going okay. My son just arrived with his girlfriend. They're going out tonight and just got them settled downstairs. So maybe he'll drop in, but probably not.
That's awesome.
Mazzy Jr.
Coleman is. Oh wait, this is a different comment. Hang on.
Not Coleman Burke.
No, George Coleman is a huge part of why Maiden Voyage is so awesome. I agree with that.
No, you're not wrong, Nicole, but you get my hopes up so high. I go looking for the records, and they're out of my price range. So I have to stream them.
I assumed you already talked about this.
We have not.
No, because it's a horrible record.
Mike talked about it last week.
This is one of the best albums of the year. This is one of the best reissues of the year. It's accessible for Sun Ra. It's not out there. It's out there only like Twilight Zone, Beatnik, late 50s, early 60s, kind of Maynard G. Krebs, like bonk, cool, like New York hip club music.
If you need 20 artists to compare it to, then it's not worth owning.
I think this is my favorite.
I disagreed that it was accessible, but I would say accessible for Sun Ra. I liked that you prefaced it with.
Yeah, it is exactly. It's
accessible for Sun Ra. It's a good for someone that's gone through the Blue Note catalog and wants to start getting into stuff that's a little bit more out there. I think that's a good.
It's far easy, more accessible than most Ornette Coleman records. That's for sure.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
And it is kind of like that Ima Sumac-y kind of. If you know Ima Sumac, the one she's got like 14 octave voice things. It's not unlike that a little bit. I think it's an amazing record. Personally,
I thought it was really good. I mean, and I posted about it on Instagram. The quality you get for the price there.
The value is
really nice.
It kind of begs you to wonder why we need a $150 Steely Dan record. But I'm sorry,
dude, I don't. The more I think about that, and the fact that I know that he's going to release them on 45 eventually anyway, I might just wait.
Yeah. I mean, it's a licensing thing, but then if you're paying so much for licensing to add the whole, and I know you're going to hate me for saying this, the box and all the other stuff.
I don't hate you for saying that. I hate those fucking boxes.
And the super vinyl, even if you charge $75 or $79, like the super vinyl MoFis.
But again, I think, Chad's admitted this too, right? I think this is another example of someone pressing what they want, right? Like this is near and dear to his heart, just like the Ornette Coleman box was to Joe Harley's heart.
Pressing what you want and pressing a single $150 record are two different things. Yeah. You could press the $80 version of it and make it like a gatefold, like the Doors and the and the double 45 Doors records and all those, Yeah,
those are all $60 though, Mazzy.
I know, but he probably paid more for licensing, so throw Dan another $10 or $20, $75.
They're coming out though. I mean, the leak showed all the regular 45s too, and then on Michael's stream he said, "Well,
if and when he sells
in 700 years, we're gonna sell out, and then we'll do it." But
we talked about this before, Mazzy, right? He has very narrow restrictions on what he can do, so maybe he could only do these one steps for a period of time.
It could be. The licensing can be very specific.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He probably had he might have to pay maybe something up front too. I mean,
plus the margins may have been super low, so he had to go with something a little bit more premium.
Could be too. It could be all the above.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I don't know. I love Steely Dan a whole lot. I just don't want to pay $900.
Do you have any of the
after buying? No, I don't. I only have 3 or 4 of their records.
Well, I have 2. I have 2 I'm selling, and then are in mint condition. So
damn it.
One of them is 80. One of them is worth $85.
I'll give you $40 for it right now.
For what? For which?
Can't Buy a Thrill and Ecstasy, both mint original copies that I'm selling.
What's Ecstasy?
Countdown to Ecstasy.
Countdown to Ecstasy. Right. Okay, got it. Oh, by the way, I know this is a jazz station, but if anyone's into the band Ecstasy, XTC, Burning what the UK company, they just announced a Andy Partridge Christmas EP, but aside from that, Big Express is being reissued on vinyl finally. That's a good XTC.
Oh, that's cool. I'll check that out. My wife loves Ecstasy.
If you like that. I mean, I like those. Their reissues are really done well.
Who is it?
Ecstasy.
No, I mean, who's the reissue label?
Well, it's their own thing, Ape, but it's I got the thing from Burning. What is it? I'm sure it'll be available in the U.S. soon.
Yeah.
Let's see, what is it? Burning Shed.
Okay.
Burning Shed is a distributor, but I get stuff from them. Big Express is the pre-order on vinyl, and it's £20, but shipping's a lot, so you could probably wait till it comes out here. But I find their records go out; they don't really get here. They don't sell very well here.
What do you think about this comment that XTC is the Beatles of the '80s?
Well, they're in that kind of thing a little bit. They're a mix of post-punk and pop and
Right.
Beatle-y.
Yeah.
I don't think
good.
Their transition of how they eventually ended was not followed by a ton of people.
No.
Their last 3 albums were them hitting the mainstream and being popular.
Yeah, I mean they had hits in the UK, and they
In the
wouldn't.
US.
Well, they had, but not big. They had MTV hits here, but not big.
No, Dear God was a big hit for them. Let's see how far big Dear God was.
Yeah, that it wasn't. It didn't get a lot of. And it wasn't on the CD. It wasn't on the first pressing of the CD or the vinyl.
Really?
Because Andy Partridge was afraid that the U.S. would ban it or something, and ended up loving it.
Yeah.
And then it was on the second pressing on Geffen.
Well, I am wrong. It only went to that's UK. It did better in the US than the UK.
Oh.
They haven't had big hits here. I mean, they're a cult, beyond a cult band. And also, I saw them once on Broadway in San Francisco, this club. But after that, Andy Partridge was afraid of flying and touring. He just wouldn't tour.
I thought he had stage fright.
Yeah, a combination of things.
Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of really hurt them.
Mazzy, do you have any read on the Big Star reissues that came out from Kraft?
Those are good. I have them. Do you have them? There's 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
they're really good.
Joe,
I'm considering those.
My buddy's company has
Omnivore.
the rights to their third album, and I have that they reissued that. Plus, they have a ton of CDs of all this extra stuff.
I don't even know that band. What kind of music is that?
It's Alex Chilton and
Power Pop.
Yeah.
70s power pop.
Alex Chilton. When he was 16, he was the lead singer of a band called the Box Tops. They had the song "The Letter."
Okay.
Tell me if he sounded like a 16.
Yeah.
Oh, that song. Yeah, I know that one.
I actually know that's hilarious.
Joe Cocker had a big cover hit of it.
Maybe that's the one we know.
But Big Star was one of those cult. Big Star was like this cult band that never sold records, and they're ahead of its time. And all of a sudden, all these artists like REM and a million other artists, Wilco, got on board saying how great they were, and they became a big cult thing. And
yeah, watch the documentary, Chris.
Sweet,
Joe, did you see the documentary, Joe?
I haven't.
No, watch it. It's really good.
Big Star documentary. Okay.
Yeah. I think it was on Netflix forever. It's probably on Tubi.
Mazzy, have you read the Dexter Gordon biography that his wife put out in 2018?
No.
Check that out. It's really good. Really good. It's interesting. She one of the interesting parts to me was the fact that he was kind of working on it, like when they were so they got, she was like a manager for him in Europe, and then was responsible for helping him come back to the United States, right? And he basically did not want to talk about the 50s at all. He just wanted it left out of the book completely, which she did not do. But he had all those big records then, but he had a really bad time in LA, arrested.
Didn't he die only a couple years after the Round Midnight film he was in?
Yeah. He died, I think, in the early 90s, maybe.
What's the Awakenings movie? Remember that with Robin Williams? He was in that.
Oh,
he was in that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I love Dexter, but man, that book. Really
remember the scene where Robin Williams throws a ball and Dexter Gordon reaches up and grabs it?
I don't remember. I believe you. Did you audition him for that movie? Did you test that movie?
Yeah. I auditioned him. I'm your age, Mazzy.
You will be someday, maybe.
Maybe lucky. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe not. I don't know. That Rascals guy might hunt him down. To blow your minds, listen to Mrs. Lennon by Yoko Ono and then Holocaust by Big.
Mrs. Lennon, oh, Mrs. Lennon, did you have to go to war? I like Yoko. You guys know that.
Oh, yeah.
And Ornette Coleman is on the first Yoko album.
Well, that's not a ringing endorsement for me. Like, I'm the only one that bought the Tone Poet box set, probably, right? Did you get that, Mazzy?
The Ornette Coleman? I bought it.
You did? Okay, me and you are the only two people here that bought it then.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, you
I
bought
had
it?
one more.
Do you
Joe
actually
bought
like it? Oh, you bought it too? Okay. Do y'all actually like all those records?
Yeah,
Not all of them, but
in a certain mood, it's like Yoko music or certain punk music. In a certain mood, it's the perfect thing. But you have to be in that mood.
I could do without the records with the sun on them.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah.
Like his violin playing just makes me want to kill myself.
Here's the Joe Henderson record we got.
Are you doing your Spitting the Truth challenge entry right now, or what?
Oh wait, you know what?
In real time?
I didn't even think about that. I think I should keep that one.
Yeah.
But here's
Do you
another
always
one.
you like them? That's
Here's
cool that you
another
like them. They're not
So
for
you
everybody.
literally are doing your challenge.
I think there's a
entry.
cigarette down here. No, these are the records I got from that yard sale that I'm going to go back tomorrow. But this is
Michael
probably the best
45
one in
should do just show records with vaping on the cover.
Wow, I
Yeah.
have two of my records. How many records are you supposed to show? 3?
He didn't say. I mean, I did 5, but
I got 2.
I like that. I love that. I only have the CD of that Chet Baker. That's hard to find.
Yeah.
No, well, you know what? There's a skip in it, and I tried to get rid of the skip, and it just won't go away. But
Use a
I found
toothpick?
this. I found this today. No, I
Yeah, I
used an
haven't seen
X-Acto knife. It just
Oh, wow.
wasn't coming out. But I don't care. I mean, the record is VG, so it's not bothering me. But I found this today, so serendipitous.
People
like
smoked in their sleep back then. Yeah, my grandpa, he died from lung cancer. He used to wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning to smoke a
Yeah.
non-filter Pall Mall and shit. It's crazy.
Have you seen that film, Rob?
Oh yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
I think it's on
Chris
Tubi.
Isaacs. Chris Isaac's in it in the studio with him.
Well,
It's 86
And, you know,
or 88
actually-
or something.
you know what I have? I have the 12-inch of Almost Blue that I found. That's worth more than this record for some reason. So, yeah, so I have that up for sale.
This is interesting. It's not jazz, but who cares? So, Vinyl We Please Comedy Store box set sounds interesting. Is anybody else interested in that?
No. I mean,
does not.
when's the last time I have about that many comedy records still,
Yeah.
except for a couple of Fireside Theaters and a Woody Allen record. I haven't listened to any of them in 30 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really conducive to the format. Like I don't.
Do you
I don't
feel
see
that
any benefit in?
Do you feel like all these Vinyl Me Please boxes are just like bad decisions?
I mean, I got the Herbie one, and I wish I'd have waited for them to open their plant to repress it, honestly.
Well, okay, but it's funny that listen,
Who's
Joe,
running their ultrasonic?
Is that comedy
Me,
box
me.
set? Are they
Me,
comedy albums? Or are they
Yeah.
live shows from the comedy
I
store?
don't know.
What-
All their boxes seem, except for the Grateful Dead box, and maybe boxes they put out before I knew Vinyl Me Please. The ones they put out in the last couple of years have just been what?
I think one of now you're going to laugh at me or cringe. I think it's Silver Throat by Bill Cosby where he sings. That's a really good record.
Yeah.
Little
I
old
like the part-
man.
I like song number 3 on side 2 where it says "Roofie the bitch." That's my favorite song.
Oh man,
Oh, shit.
he's a free man.
That's unfortunate.
I'm not usually a fan of box sets that have multi-artists in them.
Like the story
Well,
of
you know
Vanguard one that they did, or
Yeah,
the story of
Tribe fucking
Stax.
over.
Yeah.
That tribe,
Well,
the
that-
tribe box looked cool. The
The
tribe,
Tribe
one.
box was cool.
Tribe box are cool.
Oh, they did a Motown one. I just wish they would do more Motown and stuff like that. It would be great just to put them out, individually.
The
Yeah, I'm
price
gonna
pool-
get.
It's gonna be $300
I'm
bucks, Harry.
I'm switching out the to get the Beastie Boys next month. I'm gonna get that one.
Which
I
Beastie
think I'm gonna
Boys?
do the
Is
same
it?
thing. Check your head.
Check your head.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't have that. I think I might do the same
And
thing.
then
Rob. I was thinking that.
December's a quandary. I think I'm gonna get the Yusef Lateef. I do have the twofer with it, but I also want to get Blonde on Blonde. So
I'm excited about the Fiona Apple. Thanks for hooking me up there, Rob.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
she
cool.
says
Fiona.
nice things about you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like. She's one of my favorite female artists of the last 20 years. So
You know
Yeah,
who her
record
dad,
version is just ridiculous.
her dad is
Pardon
an
me?
actor. Her dad's an actor.
Oh, I thought her dad was a computer.
Ah,
That's
Hey,
a
is
dad
there any
joke.
way
My
to make
son's here, so I
Bazzy
can
go
do dad
back in the
jokes.
stream like Josh D? Hey, so there was a TV show on Showtime when the Gary Shandling show was on called Brothers, and her dad was on that show.
okay.
They like ran one after each other.
You know, it was a great show on Showtime around that time. I have the box set on DVD. Do you remember Dream On?
Oh yeah.
That was
I
on,
had
Ben
that was
Ben?
on HBO. HBO.
Oh,
That was
HBO.
HBO.
But with what's his name? Ben, very sexual.
Brian Ben.
He was so good in that. That was such a good show.
He's the luckiest man in the world because he married Madeline Stowe, who was in the Stakeout movie with Richard Dreyfuss.
Well, Madeline Stowe's also with Dana Day-Lewis in Last Mohicans.
I mean
Chris might agree with me. The best Brian Ben movie is the one he did with Dolph Lundgren called "I Come in Peace, You Go in Pieces." Oh, it's an awesome.
What happened to him? He just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, he's acted in a few things. I think he played someone's dad in something in the last.
But that TV show was really funny. It was really good.
So Madeline Stowe wrote a screenplay that became a bidding frenzy in Hollywood, and she got paid a shitload of money for that.
What
that
show
she wanted
was that?
to act in. It was a female Western movie. She wanted to act in it, but they paid her so much money for it. So I'm sure they're comfortable.
No, that show was cool when I was like, it came out when I was like 13, and it had tits in it. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. It was produced, you know.
It was a good show.
So you don't know at all how good it was. You just
John Landis.
Just
John
fast
Landis
forward
produced
into
it.
that one.
Just keep this in your pocket.
John Landis.
I'm not
he
going to
directed a bunch of those episodes too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It was cool. And the
okay.
Mazzy has a accommodation.
When you come in, just lock the door. Yeah. Sorry. Had to pass the key to the kid.
Nicole says I saw
Interesting,
Ornette with
Nicole.
the Grateful
We
Dead.
got to get Nicole up on live sometime. Share her stories.
Shit. That'd be amazing. I was saying earlier, her Instagram posts are really cool, and she has it looks like a really kick-ass system.
Is
stuff on.
Nicole, you want to drop your Instagram in the comments? I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, it's great.
She's good at Instagram.
Are you good at Instagram, Rob?
I think I would give myself a C minus, C plus.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a Mazzy. I don't show my feed on my Instagram channel.
That's fair.
That's
now we're officially Mazzified with the feet.
It was an accident that whole thing started. So,
Mazzy, you would like the new Fletch movie because when John Hamm wants to get comfortable, he takes his shoes and socks off. And
now, is it Fletch, the character Fletch?
It's Fletch, the character Fletch. They're redoing the books. It's more like
Chevy
the book.
Chase character. The Chevy Chase character.
No, Chevy Chase was. I love the Chevy Chase. It's one of my favorite movies, but it was not the same as the book. These are more in line with the book.
But it's that character. It's that character.
Yeah.
The detective. And what is it on? What is it on?
Well, there's the remnants of the old Weinstein company, the Miramax, Paramount. It'll probably be on Paramount Plus right now.
It's not streaming now.
You can rent it to stream it.
Got it.
You have to pay to stream it.
Got it.
But
is it good? Is it good?
Oh,
It's
no,
good?
no. The trailer is not good, but yes, it is good.
So no,
he is-
it's good. I hate double negatives. Is it good or yes? Just give me a fucking.
It is not. It is
No,
not.
it's terrible.
It is good.
You should
No,
read one of
terrible.
the.
Okay.
Yeah, how
It's
do you test
horribly
records
good.
for a living,
It's
Rob?
I don't-
listen, Mazzy. Shh, it's horribly good.
I think the Jazz Bum should never allow us back because we like take over this bullshit with our little Jewy Nick. And this is the Sabbath. We're supposed to be.
Hey, stop bringing me
praying.
in here. This is just me
It's the
talking.
Sabbath.
And this it's a Sabbath, and
No,
it was
Saturday.
Yom Kippur this week. It was the holiest day of the year.
Sundown on
this week.
Friday. I am
I
so
don't-
not religious. I'm a lox and bagel. Hey, it's good, Mazzy. It is really good. It's a very enjoyable watch. It's a nice little.
That's what I wanted to hear.
The books are great. I read those as a teenager, which was really fun.
The soundtrack, and then Blue Note did the soundtrack, so it's all jazz on the soundtrack.
It's jazz adjacent.
Yes,
It's,
technically.
when are we having
Fletch can be a
another?
jazz bum.
Do what?
Fletch can be a jazz bum.
That's fair.
You know what needs a repress by Blue Note? This one.
Let's see it.
You guys
Yes.
have that one?
Oh, I have that.
I have the CD of
probably
it.
the same one you have. That's what, about 6 years ago, 5 years ago?
Yeah, it needs a repress bad.
Please.
Is it really?
Was it a
so
record
good.
store day title or no?
No,
think
it
so.
wasn't a record store. It was just before the big vinyl craze really
Yeah.
kicked in.
Yeah, I have the CD.
Or when it was happening, I guess, when it was starting.
Right.
But before Tone Poets and before all these white dudes discovered jazz, all these like death metal people started discovering jazz.
Yeah. Fuck those
Hey, man.
guys.
Quit attacking me.
I might. Who knows? I may discover Iron Maiden after all this. Who knows?
Dude,
No.
Iron Maiden's great.
I've never heard an Iron Maiden record.
Oh shit! You should definitely.
I'm just not that kind of genre of heavy metal rock. Just never appealed to me. I don't hate it. I just, if I see that stuff live, I would enjoy it. Like, I know it's not the same as Kiss, but back in the late '70s, my friend worked for Polygram, so I went to see Kiss.
Yeah.
I don't know, 77, 78 for free, and I had a great time. But I would never in a million years buy a Kiss record. But I loved it live.
I mean, Iron Maiden's different than Kiss, though. They're actually talented.
I know, of course, I know. I'm just throwing it together because I'm naive about it,
Yeah, I've got a couple of their records. I'd like to get more. It's not death metal. It's pretty tame. That's true. Now, the whole bit was, though, in the 90s when I was a kid, Iron Maiden was vilified. I'm in the South. I live in Texas. So all that shit was super vilified by all the church people that I was always drugged to church. And they told us how you're going to go to hell if you listen to Iron Maiden and Kiss. So that's what we listened to instantly. We're like, cool. Sounds badass. Let's go to hell together, So that sold a lot of records for them, probably.
Were they a fan of the Biggie poster?
I like Biggie. Oh, nobody's commented on this fucking thing I've got behind me. I can't believe it. Like the whole time.
With that's one of those Uniqlo shirts, right? That they
Yeah, it's what Uniqlo shirts. Like the fourth Jazz Bum has joined.
Your friend back there never moves. Like,
True.
it's kind of
She's
creepy.
only
here.
interested in the record. She's looking at whatever it is there. I don't know.
It's like
I feel like I'm
from
watching.
the Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Looks like the sequel to Weird Science.
She hasn't come to live yet. Do you remember that movie Mannequin, Mazzy?
Oh God, that's Samantha from Sex and the City.
Yeah. That was great.
And Jefferson Starship doing that bad. Ain't gonna. What's the song? The hit.
Mannequin.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear a good story about what I do for a living is related to that movie?
Okay.
Seriously.
If
So
it's a good
there's
story,
this guy,
yeah.
the guy named Joe Farrell, who started Modern Movie Market Research. He came from DC. He was a political poller, and he brought this whole concept of testing movies to Hollywood in the early 80s. And you automatically got all the studios on board with how movies are tested now. So he, as a proof of concept, he market researched the Mannequin from beginning to end. So they created the story and did focus groups asking people what they thought of it and all this stuff. And then all through the whole process when they had the script, and then obviously they shot the movie and did testing. And then that movie was independently made and Fox picked it up and it was a huge hit. So it became a proof of concept about doing market research and
Wow.
testing movies. Although they tested movies like Gone with the Wind, they did all that stuff. And
Well,
I
there's
no famous stories, but Mannequin's the main movie that
when I was like in my early 20s, I think, or maybe like teens, whenever it came out, the first movie I ever saw like a pre-screening of, and they had a director there, and no actors were there, and it was you could see the edits weren't perfect and the color was off. Was
Did you
Clute?
fill out a survey at the end?
Yeah, we did, and it was called Clute. You know, Clute with Jane Fonda. She ended up winning an Oscar.
Yeah.
And I remember liking it but not loving it, and I never saw it until like the final until like during the pandemic. The Archivist and I watched it, and I loved it again. It's definitely a 70s movie of its time with Donald Sutherland, and when those two actors were at their peak, huge.
I used to be friendly with Stanley Donen's son. He told me a story that when they did the one with Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant, there was a charade. When they did charade, there was a bloody scene in it, and the head of the studio was saying, "I don't know if we should have that." And the producer and Stanley Donen were fighting for it. And they said, "You know what? We'll do a test screening. Whichever version plays better, we'll release it. I'll stand by that." They saw a stack of unfilled out cards sitting there, and they started filling them out, like saying, "We love the scene. We love the scene." And they shuffled them into got them put in with the cards. Yeah.
I did get the. That's where I watched it again, because I got the Criterion of Clute, because I hadn't seen it in years. And nothing going to stop us now, right? That's the Jefferson Starship. That's when Mickey Hart was with them and Grace Slick.
The story I always
I'm going to try again. Let's bring it back to jazz.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Let's pick that up too.
Folksy,
What
Nina.
is- Oh wow! I never seen that record.
No,
How's
I
that jazz? Is it folk album? Nina Simone's folk
Oh,
album?
she's a jazz artist. I mean,
I
Nina
know,
Simone.
but-
Yeah.
She mixes like what label was that on originally?
I don't know what it was originally on. Let's look.
Was it Cool Picks? Maybe Cool Picks.
Come on, Joe. Come on, man. Bring it.
Cool Picks or RCA?
I was just trying to get it away from the
That's-
movie
no, that's
industry
all right,
shit
yeah.
that we get pulled up.
Hey, it's better than Mazzy and Mike talking about the pharmaceutical marketing bullshit.
Is that what Mike does for a living?
Who, Mike? Yeah.
Oh no, really? I
Yeah,
didn't know
Mike.
that.
Yeah.
It was originally on Colpix.
Yeah, it was his idea to make the pill blue.
I've never seen that record. That's when she was doing pop records there early on. Pop.
Bye,
and
Harry.
pop.
It had a slightly different cover when it was first issued, and then in
I've never seen that version. What label is that on now?
That's the Pure Pleasure reissue.
Oh,
You know what's interesting? That Newland stuff is none of it's on the original label.
I have a Nina
Yeah, I
Simone
was
record.
going to make a comment about that. I mean, I think overall it's a great value, but like, why do they have to use these crappy? I mean, if they licensed it,
have you talked about the best album jazz reissue of the year yet?
This is my favorite Nina Simone record.
Oh my god, that's actually a good record. I love Culture Club.
Get back to jazz. Come on, this is not. Don't,
All right, here, how about
this is the only one that uses any indication of the original
check
label
this
that it was
out,
on.
right? What does it say?
It says mainstream on the sticker,
Okay.
right?
But yeah, flip it over and look at or show us the label. It's just
On the
Newland.
label, it says Newland, but they use the mainstream underneath it.
was that on Mainstream Records?
It was
Yeah.
originally on mainstream and then reissued on Newland.
Okay, what's the big band they signed on Mainstream? They're a big rock band.
But these two, sorry, real quick, these two have no indication that this was on Phillips and this was on Bethlehem.
Yeah.
No indication of. The
Yeah, I wonder if
original.
the families own those tapes. Then that's kind of what my working theory is. They get because they
I bet
make,
a lot of those artists got screwed. My guess.
well, I know, but
Mainstream-
all those records they mentioned that they worked with the family. So I wonder if that's who owns the rights to the tapes.
But if you're going to license it, why not just? I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot to get a label that looks a little bit more authentic. You know, put the Phillips stripe at the top.
What is this, Rob? What are you showing us?
This is a Xanadu record. That was part of the collection I bought.
Oh, nice. Oh, wait, you bought a collection?
Bluebird.
When I went to the art sale, I bought all this.
Oh, okay.
He's
So
trying really hard to be too many records.
Yeah, I'm ready to. I'm gonna knock myself out with the amount of records I have. I need to get rid of these records.
Big Brother with Janis Joplin. The first record was on Mainstream before they signed to Columbia. Then Columbia picked it up and repressed it after, and then before Cheap Thrills.
I'm gonna have to head out, guys.
All right, man. See you, Joe.
As the lone East Coaster, it's getting late, but
All right.
it was a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Absolutely.
Hi, Joe.
I'll be in the peanut gallery for a while, so
Okay.
we'll see you.
Yeah, we talked about this, Christopher, a little bit around midnight with Dexter Gordon on Criterion. It's a great movie.
That's what's fascinating to me. That record must have sold really well but I find it all the time for cheap, and it's always in good condition, and that's a great record.
What, Round Midnight?
The soundtrack to Round Midnight. Yeah.
The movie didn't do really well.
Do you like? Have you seen the movie though, Mazzy?
Yeah, and my ex was on set there. That's when she was photographing Tony Williams for all Blue Note stuff, and she was in the south of France doing a thing as an on-set photographer.
Oh wow!
So she's got a lot of, and that's when Tony Williams, Herbie Hank, all these people were like sort of extras in it.
Mm-hmm.
Not extras where they're just hanging out in some of the scenes playing.
Well, they're in the band, and all the music in that movie was recorded live, which is cool.
Yeah.
It just came out on Criterion. Just put it out.
That's what Christopher just said, man.
I don't read the comment section.
How dare you?
People are below me.
No, that's fair.
I'm going to head out now, guys. But thank you.
All right, man.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Rob.
So everyone's leaving us, Rob.
I probably got a few more minutes. I don't think I'm going to eat dinner tonight, so
why not?
Just cleaning records. So I'm going to go visit this guy again tomorrow and look at what he has left. Uh-oh.
Okay. Hang on a second.
I'm still cleaning the records I bought from him last weekend.
So tell us about, and Baggy's going to join us for a second. He joins every stream at the very end. Somehow it's like he's Genie and somebody wrote the bottle. So tell us about this collection you bought, and you're going back tomorrow for more, or what?
Well, so supposedly this guy, a neighbor, her husband passed away. She had all these jazz records. They all seem to be pretty much VG condition because I'm cleaning these. Sure. I probably bought 40-ish records. Anywhere from $1 to $5, some were $10. I probably bought 3 for $10.
Yeah,
like that Duke Pearson, which some were easily probably bought. Come on, turn off your like that Duke Pearson, which so like the Duke Pearson, but that one's worth $70, and I bought it for 10.
Nice,
because that one's in VG plus condition. So I bought a lot of them, and they still have some. There's an OG Duke Pearson Blue Note. It looks pretty scuffed up, but even in good condition, that's a $300 record.
Jesus.
So I don't know how rare it is.
Wow.
Well, look, those the Wayne Shorter, the Wynton Kelly, and that other one, the Greg Henry, are worth much. Those are. It's surprising. The Wayne Shorter plays a VG. It doesn't look. It looks G plus, but I cleaned it and play graded. It's VG.
Yeah.
That I bought for, I think, 5 or 10. That I can sell anywhere from $30 to $50.
For sure.
The Wynton Kelly is VG plus. That is worth $40 or $50 at G plus.
Nice.
And then the Greg Henry is G plus. That's $100 record at G plus. They only put out the mono. It's been reissued, I think, once. It came out only as a mono, which that's what it is. So in those cases, those records are. And then he has a Nathan Davis record. That's a $200 record. Have you thought about selling on Whatnot, Rob? I don't know if I have the patience for it. Yeah. Plus I don't really want to sell anything less than VG plus, Right. A lot of these records are VG. So I'll probably, I have a ton of Art Blakey. I have 1 VG plus Art Blakey and 4 VG Art Blakeys. I'll sell them as a bundle. That makes sense. What I mean? Yeah. What's up, Baggy?
I think that I think you do much better with Patrick's than you would on Whatnot because of what you're selling. But I think Michael 45, not Michael 45, Poetry and Plastic. I think he may have done better on. But you have to have a group to come in there, or otherwise you get screwed.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to tell you. Here's the scam of it. So when Ingrid was doing his sale, I bought the Billy Harper Sam record from him the day before for $40. He sold that for $70.
Yeah, that's he's an anomaly on that. Plus,
you have to have an audience, Baggy. Is that what you're saying? You have to be known, or what?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pissing contest when you get into that for his, because everyone's vying for attention for some reason.
Yeah.
It just gets raises up. On the regular auctions, you have the same dudes coming into every single auction. You get to know all the names, and they have Discogs up. The stuff's in the store. They know what the stuff's worth, and it really goes above that. But in the In-Grooves auction, it's just insanity. And the other funny thing is he put out all those $10, those $10 coupons. Every $10 coupon that someone uses, he gets $10 back to spend on Whatnot. So
Mike does? Mike does?
Yes. Yeah, anyone can give those 10. It tells you all. It bugs you all the time. It's like any of those other come-ons. Hey, get your friend to come in, and we'll give you $10 for every person you bring in. So you get $10, but he gets $10. So who knows how much he's gotten to buy off of there from that.
So I went into a record store once, and it was a really shitty record store. Like, all the records on the shelf are VG or less. The guy was doing a Whatnot auction right there in the middle of the store.
But was that the record parlor?
No, that is a shitty record store. No, this is a new one. It's like on Pico near La Brea, if you know LA.
You know why they're doing that, Rob? Because you've told me this like a couple of times, and I was thinking about it. It's because the people in the peanut gallery, when you're in the auctions, are like, "Hey, do you have any Kiss? Do you have any this? Do you have any that?" And they want to please because they don't want those people leaving. So that's why he's frantically going through.
But he wasn't telling the people, "Hey, this is a shitty record." He was just selling it.
Yeah.
He wasn't saying. I was listening to him. He wasn't going, "This is VG. This is VG plus."
Oh yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, I don't buy anything unless I get to know the guys and I know that they play grade it, and they list it all in the little shop. If there's details in there and they just list the title of the album and that's it. But there's some people that don't list anything in there, and then they physically take the album out, and then they verbally tell you that they play graded stuff. So that's okay too. But
I don't know. From all you said, I think I'm just going to avoid Whatnot. I don't know. It sounds.
I play grade my stuff. Like, I was thinking about you today, Baggy, because I was in one of my record stores and they had a bunch of the Sarah Vaughan Pablos, and I go, "Wow, these are $5 each. I'll pick some up and see if Baggy wants them." But they had scuffs on them, and I don't. They're automatically VGs at the best. So if you tell me records you're looking for, I'll go pick them up. If I see them. So
it's something funny. The reason I was asking you on Instagram about that Chet Baker CTI, there's a guy named Chase Sanborn. That he's a trumpet teacher. He's played with Ray Charles and a bunch of different people, and he does videos on YouTube. The reason other people that don't play the trumpet or aren't trying to learn jazz would be interested, he also does, if you look in his playlist, he does these little mini jazz documentaries, and he'll play like old footage and stuff like that at the end. So it's cool if you want to look that up. But he was analyzing Chet Baker's Tangerine on there and showing how, because the way he sings is actually very similar to the way he does his trumpet solos. And so he played like the trumpet solo of him singing along with the trumpet, the actual trumpet solo, and to show the similarities. It was really cool. That's one of his more recent videos.
Do you like CDs?
No, I get CDs when you go to for a lot of soundtracks, they didn't get the rights from everyone, so it's like missing. Like a lot of comp albums, that's what I usually get CDs for.
Well, I have two copies of this CD. I'll give you this one if you want it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Next time I get something, I wouldn't mind having.
No, I'll put this aside for you. The thing about that album is I wanted it, but my records, I paid more than I should for it. But it was at my local record store. It was $50. I think, but that there's some CTI. That's one CTI album, and it's actually kind of in print. But I don't know who's printing those. You can buy it new, but I don't know where it comes from. But yeah, I wanted to support my record store, and I wanted the album, and I just did the auction. So I usually go and treat myself to something, and that album's really good. I think Chet Baker's this one, the Hairy Pussy one. I mean, no, I mean, what does that look like, guys? Come on.
The front is a woman's lips, right? Isn't it? Is that the front cover?
No, this is the front. Which is look. What does it look like, guys?
It's a different picture when I looked at it on streaming. It was like the profile of a woman laying back, and you can see her lips.
I mean, I don't know. This is the cover.
Oh,
is that her lips?
No, it's she's lying like this.
I mean,
I think just got our channel destroyed, Rob.
Well, regardless, I'll keep this for you, okay?
Okay, thanks.
And if I come across another copy of it on vinyl, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I like because I don't like organ, but I do like electric pianos, like Red Clay, and that album has electric piano in it.
Oh wait, you know what? The CD has a song that's not on the album.
That's cool.
My Future just
that's so typical for all those CD reissues.
But
so what do you think about Josh Need's conspiracy theory here about
you know what this picture is, guys? Let me know if you know what this picture is.
Yeah. Send it to Sonny. He'll tell you all about it, I'm sure.
I mean, come on, guys. How did this album come out?
I don't know.
Here's her. Actually, that's it. Here's her lips on the back cover.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's what they show on the streaming.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's her lips, what? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So what's
what? What is that of her? That's her eye. Okay, there's her eye.
Her eye, yeah. You have such a filthy mind, Rob.
It's a whispering eye. Right?
Well, you know, the man thinks about sex.
That's
the man
true.
thinks about sex. The man thinks about sex.
Wasn't the whispering eye from Role Models?
And that I've never heard. Have you heard this album?
Miles and Quincy Live.
Yeah.
What? I have not heard that record.
I have this one. It's really good. I have the CD, the exact same one.
And here, I do not know. This must be Chet Baker Sings. It just has a different title because this is a balloon.
Oh, I had those. I had a lot of those in the '90s. I think that cover looks really familiar.
Are these all the songs on Sings?
Yeah.
So this must be Sing. You know, because I just got the Chet is Back, the Speaker's Corner. I bought that from the Ingroove, which is awesome because he had a remainder of titles that he didn't change the price on.
Oh, shit.
For the Speaker's Corner.
He had like 2. Come on.
No, So that album is fantastic, but I have the CD which has a bunch of extra songs on it.
Right. That's cool.
Right.
You know, it's weird. The what was it? CTI that came out at Record Store Day, like it was lost or something.
Stonebone.
Yeah, that's
They just repressed it, but I got that on records.
Is it color or black?
It's red vinyl, and I think the one that's out now that they just repressed is red.
Okay.
It was
it's like a burgundy. I have it.
Which one?
You know,
the
JJ Johnson and
is
it Kai or no? Who's
it again? It's a team. Wayne and JJ Johnson. I have it over. I actually have another album by them too, but Herbie Hancock's on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim. After you told your story, I realized I bought because that record parlor, they're on Whatnot every single day, every day. They play
the
music.
record. Do not buy from him. He is.
I know. I bought one after I heard Jim's story.
When you go to his store,
before I heard,
he's a hop, skip, and jump away from Amoeba. When you walk into that store, on the outside of the store, he has dollar bins all around it with shit. he has these sales like twice a year. Buy $100 worth of records, get 100 records for free. And it's like in the back of his store, and there are lines of people, but it's just, even the records inside the store are shit. They're horrible. $25 for a VG, the cover's all ratty. It's just a bad place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a Colt 12-inch promo that I just showed my last video from their whatnot. No more after Jim told me what that they need to have.
Here, Felipe, here's what I'm sending you.
Cool.
Oh,
Thank
This
you.
is
Nice.
it's very borderline VG Plussy, but this is both Cookbook album,
Mm-hmm.
which
Oh,
that's
awesome.
Lockjaw Davis's. People say his best stuff.
I like him.
Can I show my weird record now?
Yeah, of course.
That's the thing I got.
Oh, you have to turn off your blurriness.
Little bird is a white.
It's so weird. It doesn't want to be seen. You have to turn off.
Little Birds, a Pete Jolly trio. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Ava,
What is that?
Ava Records.
Little Bird is a White Stripe song.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I heard it. I heard it by accident. I liked it, so I just went on Discogs and got it. It's just, it's along the lines of like Vince Guaraldi type. It's this guy. He was in Phoenix, playing at a jazz club there, and then he came to LA, and he played around with Usual Suspects in the West Coast, and did some soundtracks, and played at Shelley's Manhole and stuff. And it's a cool little record. It has a neat version of My Favorite Things on the back, on the second side. And this record label was started by the dancer Fred Astaire.
Oh wow, what label is it?
Cool.
It's I think it's Ava because it has like a little lighter. But look at this. I was looking through their records, and it's all like a lot of Elmer Bernstein stuff, and like a lot of soundtrack stuff, easy listening. And then there's this one album that it's China Lee, not China Lee, China Lee, doing Whatever Lola Wants, and I guess she was the first Asian American playmate in Playboy, and she was the Playmate of the Year in 1964. So they have a 12-inch single of her doing that song. That was like the only other interesting release I saw they had. And I did a search for her, and there's a bunch of photos, like photos of her on a casting couch with Woody Allen for What's Up, Tiger Lily. So funny, yeah, exactly. So yeah, but it's a cool album. If you can listen to it on YouTube. It's really it's not crazy or anything. It's just fun.
Looking for Reasonable, the Cooker, and Cornbread. Those are both tone poets, right? Or is the Cooker?
Yeah. Cornbread is definitely. I've got Cornbread.
I thought they repressed the Cornbread earlier this year.
They did.
And the Cooker last year.
Yeah, I think so. So I mean,
where the fuck is Chet Baker Sings?
What?
Well, Nicole said early next year.
Yeah.
Well, that's too late.
You're supposed to come last February with Nigeria.
Yeah, well,
I want Nigeria. I just re-listened to the new Grant Green. It's not my favorite. I know it's all spiritual songs.
Yeah, it sounds like Pink Floyd to me.
What's the name of the Grant Green one?
The Spirit, something with the Spirit.
Feeling the Spirit.
The two ones, although the Kenny Burrell, the cover is awesome.
It's really good.
Yeah, both those albums are on the weaker end of their two stuff. So I'm not in a hurry. I would, yeah.
I was just gonna say the Cornbread, the Cooker, Chet Baker Sings. Just be patient. They're all gonna come back.
You don't understand. I need it so I can put it on my shelf after I listen to it. You don't understand.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I'm just saying, I would wait.
Dude,
they're all going to come
I have
back.
15 of these black jazz titles to listen to tonight. I'm going to listen to one.
I ordered 13 of them, and they're not going to be here for a week. Because
Felipe, Did you see the cool thing about these black jazz titles?
Yeah.
No.
Here, let's see if I got here.
That's a great record, Walrus.
Look how cool they put it in proper sleeves.
Wow.
Yeah.
$20.
We're all 20 of them, Felipe. Since
He's
you
listed at $20, and they didn't spare expenses.
How are the sleeves? Just regular old whatever.
Yeah, they're as good as classics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, forget about that. They also put the liner notes in there separately. Come on, $20.
So the
if you
Sam
don't
record.
run out and get $12 a piece, you're silly.
So the Sam records that came out today it came on those paper sleeves lined with the plastic.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the dirtiest one I've got so far. It plays amazing, no worries with that, but it was very, very dusty and lots of static.
Oh wow!
Even it does inner plastic.
Yeah,
that Dylan Patton record, right? By the way,
these do not sleep on these for $12 a piece. Come on.
Do they have is there a deadline on the sale?
They said probably 2 weeks, but it's limited to, if you don't like jazz, one of my favorite bands is Fountains of Wayne, Stacy's mom. 3 record store days, they released that album for $40. They have it for $15 right now. It's a double album. That is so worth getting. It's a good
If you don't like jazz, why are you watching our stream, though? I mean, come on.
Who said they didn't like jazz?
You just said if you don't like jazz, check out this other record. Like,
no. If you don't want to get the jazz stuff,
oh, okay, I see.
They have other good stuff on that sale. It's limited to what they have on hand. But I think they have tons of.
Where can people find these on sale records, Rob?
Well, take a left at Uranus. Here, I'll put I'll put the link up there.
I'm gonna click on the stream for a second to unmute it real quick.
Okay.
I'll just take you to the black jazz section. You can look if you want to see the. I didn't buy the. People make a big deal of the Doug Kern, but I don't like a lot of the vocal stuff. It's his wife singing. That's not my deal. And then there's one other one. I didn't get the Cleveland Eaton, in Chester Thompson.
Ooh, I like that one. How about that one?
Yeah, they just didn't. They weren't for me.
Somebody playing music?
It's me. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
It's very low. It's very low.
Yeah.
It's my neighbor.
It's your neighbor, yeah.
They have a recorder.
Is it okay?
Yeah. So
I already had the Henry Franklin, the Skipper, and I had the Gene Russell. But and they also have a Horace Tapscott album they put out that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Real got music. And they also put out the Eddie Hazel record that's amazing. Mm-hmm. I think they still have that on their website for $21. Run and get that one. Yeah. That record is amazing. Yeah.
What is it?
Eddie Hazel. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of music
He's
is
the
it?
guitar player. He's the guitar player for Funkadelic. So on Maggot Brain, he's the one who does that 20-minute guitar solo.
Yeah.
He does a version of California. Can I? You don't mind to play music? Can I play his version of California Dreaming?
That's fine.
This is the album.
So
Here.
Jonathan says he didn't realize Ella and Louie again was a double album. Pretty pricey. It is pretty pricey. I mean, the first one,
album?
Ella and Louie again.
For being a double, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad for a double, but
the 45 version must be four records.
The 45 is not the whole thing. This one has more songs.
Oh, I see.
Oh wow.
Here you go, guys.
Hazel sold out, Rob.
He also does a John Lennon song on here. Let me see. Eddie Hazel.
Hey, Ghana, let's used to get all my classics tomas from You Discover Music, but now they exclude all those from all promotions. That's not true. I got the Blue Trains for 40% off a month ago or whatever.
Here, guys, I just found it. Someone's selling it for $29. It's still worth it. I'll put it in the chat.
All right.
Maybe this is the record everyone will buy. Oh, you know what? Is it too long? Let me go put it in a tiny URL.
One of these records they have coming out is I think Nadine just did a video on the Honey and the Bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be there. Yeah.
$21.99. That's not for sale. I think. Then they have a BJ Thomas Christmas album.
Oh my God, that's like
on CD only
right there, man.
The Meters, a message from the Meters 3 LP set.
That's coming out later.
Yeah,
that's not part of the sale. That's not part of the sale.
Yeah, I'm getting the Meters for sure. It must be awesome. They have
let me find.
They got some Airto stuff on sale though. That's kind of interesting. Did you know Seeds on the Ground, Felipe?
Ooh.
No.
Airto? No.
Walmart has it.
It's $9. I don't know.
Here, Walmart also has it on sale too. Just go look for it. It's some other people are selling it, just not
cool.
$21.
Right.
Cool.
Well, we've gone for 3 hours officially.
Okay.
Y'all got anything else to talk about?
No, I'm cool. Just it's been kind of interesting, eventful weeks for all of us, and we are working on more episodes. Preparing stuff. There's more stuff coming for sure.
Yeah, that's a good point. So hang on real quick, Rob. I had COVID last week, and my wife was in the hospital this week, so we haven't really had.
Yeah.
No. Whoa.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Is she okay now?
Yeah, she's fine now. Yeah, she was in the hospital for 3 days, and right after we were first trying to get over COVID, she had to go to the hospital, which was terrible, obviously. But
Mike. Yeah, Mike is having some stuff going on in his house, like work renovations, and I had a hurricane last week, so and I'm kind of moving, so it's kind of very fun times.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Rob?
I had to deal with Josh D, so I had the worst of all of it.
That's fair. All right. Well, I mean, I would say anybody that wants to watch some more streaming, go check out Patrick's channel. He's got a stream going right now. The Vinyl Archivist. So go join him. I'm probably going to do that. Yeah, I'm fine, Nick. Yeah, it was actually really bad though. Like the newer variants aren't just a cold. It was a good 9 days of shittiness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're moving, so yeah, you have to move all your records, huh?
Yeah, I think Mike moved last year. He gave me some recommendations. Good, using the right boxes.
Yeah,
I think each with the IKEA fits like in one box, so that's what I'm gonna do.
How far away are you moving?
I'm moving from here to Broward, which is about a 4-hour trip, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you go to Home Depot and get the boxes from them? Those are good boxes.
Yeah, but the good thing is that I'm gonna have like a dedicated music room, isolated, nice floors. That's how I'm kind of picking the house.
Nice.
I want to know those boxes that Esposito has when he does those videos where he's flipping through in the back room. Those U-Haul boxes.
Yeah, the U-Haul small boxes. I think they're perfect.
I think they're the ones. Yes.
If you use those though, do not pick them up by the handles because the handles will just rip off. You have to pick them up from the bottom.
Gotta get from the bottom. Yeah.
How many records do you have to move?
I don't have a count, Rob, but it should be in like the 1,000 range. Plus the boxes kind of suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you having movers do it?
I'm gonna box them, but then probably have like a local company that can work with the guys that I know them.
Yeah.
What's the temperatures like now down there?
Here is good because actually it's dropping to the upper 60s, low 70s, which is not bad for Florida.
Yeah.
And is it going to be? It'll be a 1-day trip for them then.
Yeah, 1-day trip. So usually they come the day before, they pack the truck, and then they leave the next morning very early. That's how they do usually for this type of trip. When I moved from South Florida to here, Tampa area, that's how it worked. And the good thing is that I got a new stereo, so I kept everything in the warehouse. Stuff is going to be delivered directly to my new address, so which is a good thing. One less worry, you know.
Yeah.
But
that's a good point, Zeb. So there's a heavy duty small box you can get, which is worth extra money.
Yes,
that's interesting.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks Rob. Thanks Baggy and everybody else that joined us. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for coming. See you soon.
Bye.
Hey guys.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye bye.